You're teaching a religion.
Say it's just to piss you off. Ignore them, no call button and then dress too par. Now they can't test the guards. Had to defy the odds. It only get tougher back then. We thought times was hard. Told them don't write me off. Told them don't type at all. To all the ones that gave up, this a reply to y'all. That wavy haired kid that you knew been on a tear since. The crowd was lower than the laughter. Now that I'm hearing the praise for staying committed to something they played with. It was always about us. It's never about who's your favorite. Took my insecurities and made my future more secure. The way we moving, it's like we really been here before. The proof is in the progress from the year before. Furthermore, we wanted to further things more. They took another route, so what you think we kings for? No angel ever said, yo, who these wings for? Ain't no champion ever said, who these rings for? So don't question what God doing, who you live for. Start accepting who you are and what you do it for. Doing less, doing more, it's really either or. Meet them halfway when one close, here go another door. Here go your dreams, what you running for? Head full of steam, cause you want it, huh? But it's in your genes, you was born a star. Yeah, damn, we done came far. The blessings soon pay off. I don't get a day off. Feel like the playoffs, they like, way I gon' take off. Dale got laid off, now we focused on trademarks. We just making hits after hits, no aid off. Now they wanna eat off the same plate that I ate off. They really be brainwashed, I sold it for trade-offs. Listen to these verses, these are thoughts that I brainstorm. People do me wrong, but but nowadays I just pray for him. I've been under pressure, you can't tell cause I stay calm. I need peace and quiet, all I hear is the rain falls. Now all I see is green like my name was Draymond.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day. And when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turn to morning dew, then you feel it rushing in, lose control. You don't wanna go slow, for sure. We both already know your place is my place. No, my place is your place. Let's face it, baby. You know all the places. My place is your place. My place.
Hey, salute everybody. How y'all doing? Tony Furlow, Original Intellect, Yanita Yah. Hey now, Beverly Mayfield, Cocaine on the Wood Grain. Hey, salute. Who else you got up in here? Yolanda. Let me see. I am Sheba Lolo Indigenous. Choctaw, Montana. Hey now. Hey y'all. So I do have some slides. They're real quick. I'm gonna go through them. But how y'all doing? It's hot today too. I had to cut my AC on. So if y'all see me cut my camera off, because I'm eating my cherries. I love cherries. So if y'all see my camera go off, that's what I'm doing. But I don't know if y'all seen Sinetta Channel the other day where he had the interview with brother Ali Muhammad. Oh, and smash the like button, y'all. He had the interview with brother Ali Muhammad and Jabari. Okay? It's not, to me, look, Ali Muhammad ain't no joke. Jabari is in a lower level class. He looked very much like he was being taught by a real doctor, professor, Ali Muhammad. Ali Muhammad is ain't no joke. That brother is intelligent, and it's a waste of his time. Me only went in there just to support Ali Muhammad. I will not be going to no damn debate to watch him whoop Jabari's ass. That was just the interview, and he chopped off all their heads. None of them ain't in his league. None of them. Nobody that was on that panel is in the league with Dr. Ali Muhammad. I'm sorry. That's my personal opinion. And I'm sorry. That was just the interview. And it was very basic for Ali Muhammad. He literally served their asses. Okay? Ali Muhammad served their ass. They don't even need to be the debate. If he beat them at a basic level, which is an interview, why even show up? I wouldn't even show up if I was any of them. I run. I'm serious. And that shit about Aboriginal brothers running this shit, don't nobody got time for that. The Aboriginals in this community, we don't need to debate Pan-Africans. I'm not debating no damn Pan-African for somebody's content creation. Get the fuck out of here. The Aboriginals been whooping the Pan-Africans before I even came in YouTube. I came in YouTube 4 years ago. Now, if the Aboriginals, aka American Indians, was whooping the Pan-Africans' ass prior to me, and they've been in here more than 10 to 15 years in YouTube, whooping the same Negroes' asses. It's no need. It makes no sense. So say Netta's allegation aboriginals running. It ain't that we running. We tired of y'all tired ass niggas. Y'all got the same damn they got the same damn proof. They go by theories. They're off the fucking chain. I'm serious. Why bother? I mean, at this point, you a grown ass man in your 40s and up, okay? And you haven't learned that your damn ancestors ain't from no damn Africa with a goddamn 1800 census sheet showing your grandparent owning land out over here. And you don't understand the 1828 dictionary of American Indian or American period. If you don't understand that, and your ass 40 plus years old, your ass just need to lay on down. You need to really go find the fucking Clotilda. Okay. That's another funny ass boat. You need to go find the Clotilda and take that damn thing back to West Africa. Okay. I'm serious. But um Dr. Ali Muhammad is about to house all their asses. He beat them all by himself. Now that's what you call an Aboriginal king right there. That brother is a bad dude, and I love his teachings. I love his lecturings. He's so intelligent, and I know most of us in here are already subscribed to him. So if you're not, please go subscribe to him because he's an excellent lecturer. I hope one day for him to visit my channel because I'm always frequenting his channel. He's just completely awesome as a lecturer, and the information he brings, he's just a really great lecturer. He is. Anyway, I said that I was not going to watch Woman King, but I was bored and I got tired of watching Wonder Woman. I watched that damn Wonder Woman so many times I could act the parts out because I like watching, Wonder Woman when I was a little girl. I really did. I did like watching Wonder Woman, but those were the shows they had for us. They didn't have like no real, you know, power women or uplifting women when I were um Free Papa TV. Now you sound like a real hater. Calling Ali trash as hell. That sounds for me is deep jealousy, Free Papa. I'm sorry. Get over it. You just need to get over that, honey, because that's pure jealousy. And Ali Muhammad has a lot of haters in YouTube. That's a fact. I sat and watched it. So I'm sorry, Free Papa. I'm just viewing you as a hater of Ali Muhammad. You're not stating facts, honey. You're not. You're not. Ali is not no trash. He is a bad brother. And I invite him and welcome him to my channel anytime. I hope he do click my link one day. If he ever watches, I don't know if he even subscribed to my channel or watching, but I do because I would love to ask him some other questions that I know he can answer. But anyway, I got tired. I like Wonder Woman, the fighting that they have her doing. Um, and Wonder Woman is cute. The white girl Wonder Woman. She's cute. I thought it was such an adorable movie. Now I watched The Woman King, and I said I was not gonna watch that movie because that's some bullshit, and it is. And I'm gonna laugh. What the hell is this on my face? Why is it so shiny right here? I don't know what that is. Oh, anyway, but I watched. Yes, he is Chief Jigga. He is the truth. South Kakalaki, just like me. Yes, Jay Digger. Our brother Ali Muhammad is the truth, and he is. That brother's a bad brother. I concur. No objections here. Straight up support him. Facts. And you just wrote the facts. I don't know what the hell Free Papa talking about, but that's some hater shit. But anyway, so I watched the movie, the Woman King with Angela Davis. Okay, it was a good movie. I ain't even gonna lie, but it's some bullshit. And I was watching that movie. When I was watching it, I was laughing so hard. I mean, literally laughing hard because that movie that movie made it look like niggas can't fight. So I know that's some bullshit. They had a bunch of women in Africa whooping colonizers' asses and whooping their own kind. So I really believe that that movie is really based on what happened over here because the Amazon's over here. The, the Amazons is over here. And I really believe we had some real sisters over here in North America getting it in because them bitches was fighting like us sisters up here in the north. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get down. I don't fight with weapons because I can't fight with a knife. I can't. Somebody, I'll be done cut. I cut myself more than I'm trying to cut to a person trying to attack me. So I never fought with knives and stuff. I just suck. Even with mace. I real good. I'm always been real good with my hands. I can't fight with knives. I be done cut my damn own head off because I don't know how to fight with them. I don't like them. I need to use my own hands. And I want to make sure in my head that when I hit you, I'm really hurting you. Serious. So you can't get up. Because that's the first thing I do. I hit you first. I hit first to make sure that the person that I hit ain't getting up off the damn floor. And then I get on there and get your ass. But anyway, here is a supposed picture of the original ones over in Africa. These are the original ones. All right. The one on the top, they really did a good job matching that one on the top. But them chicks was kicking ass. I'm sorry. They really was. But I'm noticing, okay, first of all, they asses got feathers in their heads. Wait a minute. They got feathers on their heads. What the hell? Feathers on their damn heads. Y'all just trying so hard to put our damn story in the goddamn Africa. But this shit ain't gonna work today. Y'all could kick rocks. And look here. None of them ain't got feathers on right here. All right. None of them. Look at that tall one right there. Oh my goodness. But they got feathers on. These chicks is from North America. I don't give a damn what nobody say. And I'm sticking with that. Next, I'm gonna go ahead on and get with the slides, okay? And let's go through these slides because it's a lot of bullshitting going on right now. They starting to open up a lot of stuff and throw it up on the damn they're starting to throw it up on the damn Library of Congress, this shit that we could really sue people for because it's some bullshit. So let's go ahead on, y'all, and get into these damn slides. Let me close some of this shit out because some of this stuff don't need to be open. Oh, no, close it out. All right. All right. So let's get to my share screen. I got to get to the beginning. All right. But how y'all doing? Smash the like button, y'all. He said I fought with hands and guns. You yeah, but I'll get to that part of the movie. I'm gonna go through the slides first because I'll be here all day talking about that damn movie. And I mean, they was like, you can't have no man or nothing. Young girls telling them they can't have no man. What? That last girl, I'm sorry. She was like, oh hell no. She got her a mulatto. They had you want to hear about Native Americans trying to get reparations right now? No, I actually don't, because I don't care about Native Americans. I don't. I only care about Aboriginals, aka American Indians. Sorry, Tom. Yeah, it's some programming bullshit, but it ain't working. It's not working. What we're doing as Aboriginals is working. Okay. What we are doing as Aboriginals is working. See, these college professors and these universities and these 501c3s that's putting this shit out, it's making it better for us because the shit that they're putting out, they can't prove. They cannot prove. We will fuck them up and we're going to. That's our plan. That's our goal. It's our ultimate goal as Aboriginal American Indians, the first Americans, the real Americans. We got it going on. It's a good thing that they're opening this shit and putting it out, because we have so much where we can clamp their asses. We need this shit in the Supreme Court. We do. Federal court. So we can clock their asses. I'm serious. Clock their asses. And I'm not going to say nothing. I want them to keep putting shit out. I do. Let them keep doing that shit. Because they're the motherfuckers that got the burden of proof, not us. They got to prove all the bullshit that they put out, okay? Based on what we allege. Because everything that we're naming in our lawsuit, we're able to prove it and back it up. Their shit don't even add up, okay? With official writers in those times. Their stories that they're bringing don't add up with the stories of official writers for the government in that time. And this is where they fucked up at. So if they try to take it down, it's too late, because we already got it. So let me get the share screen going. Y'all smash the like button. Smash the like button. All right, let's go. Where's my baby at? Where's my damn thing? Okay, here we go. So this is doctrine that's coming. Let me just smooth through this real quick. I'm going to smoothly go through this. And I just want y'all to listen and hear me out, because this is how they took lands, not only from here, but around the world, period. This is what gave Paleface and this government the power to do the shit that they're doing to everybody. The doctrine of discovery established a religious, political, and legal justification for colonization and seizure of land not inhabited by Christians. Okay? That right there alone says a whole lot. Christians came over here and seized, colonized, and seized our lands. Yes. Christians. That's what they did. The doctrine of discovery established a religious, political, and legal justification for colonizing and seizure of land not inhabited by Christians. Now let's just stop for 1 second, y'all, because I got more slides that's not doctrine of discovery, but I'm trying to get at something here. Here's my thing. Hey, Willie, Cameron, Rodney Gilmore. Here's the thing. Christianity established, the doctrine of discovery. Christians came over and all around the world and began colonizing. All right? Now, you know damn well that book was brought here. Christianity did this shit. All right? How are you a Christian and look like me? Are you in agreement with that? This is what I don't understand about our people that's not woke. I don't think they understand this. That's why. Even the pastors that look like us. The doctrine of discovery established people to come and seize lands. They established them. That's what they did. The Christians came around and colonized. Okay, let's just talk about when they came here. You Christian Baptist pastors. And I really want to question you, Hebrew Israelites. Serious on this shit. This is the question I have for them. Now, pastors, this is your land, and you're teaching out of the Bible. You're teaching a religion that literally established a religious, political, and legal justification for colonizing and seizuring land. That's what you're promoting, Pastor. You converted from what you originally were before the Christians came here and introduced this to you, and you converted to their belief and their indoctrination to seize land, colonize the land. So when your ancestors became enslaved in their own land, this is what you're supporting as a Christian pastor. Don't say you're not, because that's exactly what Christianity does. It stands on the ground of colonizing land and taking land that don't belong to them. That's what you support. Why would I want to be in a Christian church when this was done? This is what's done to us. This is why your ass is in the court in church praying. You're praying for something that you stand on. As Christian pastors, I don't care if you're Baptist, Methodist, Presbyterian, all those Christian religions. That's what you stand on. Doctrine of discovery. So when you convert it, you're standing on that. That is what the doctrine of discovery is. So while your people have been poor and in poverty for so many years, this is what you guys have been standing on. And Pastor, now here's the funny shit. Pastor lives in the nice big mansion while his congregation is suffering paying their light bills. I don't know any Christians in the hood that go to church faithfully that don't got a yellow notice in the mail, a red notice in the mail from the goddamn light company. This is what you're doing, Pastor. And then you're telling them to turn around and pray. It's because of what you're standing on. You're doing this to your people. You're the leader of your people. That goes for all Christian believers. If you're reading from the Bible, that is the doctrine of discovery. Yes, I know what a Christian is. Do you know what a Christian is? You converted. Remember, they said convert or die. Well, Pastor, you played a big, huge role in that for the community. You converted it, your people, to the doctrine of discovery. And this is why you were colonized. Yeah. So hopefully, Pastor, you can understand that. And that's all types of Christians. That's the doctrine of discovery. It gave you permission to go to anybody's fucking country and colonize and enslave them. And if they don't convert to colonization, they get to be imprisoned. That's what you converted your people to, Pastor. And then after the land was taken, colonized, you told them to pray to God to get the same land back. That make sense, Pastor. And when I open up my panel later, you can come and explain that. I know you're a little embarrassed, but you need to go read the doctrine of discovery, because this is what you stand on. If you're in Christianity, it doesn't matter. Well, I don't teach that. Well, that's not certainly what I expect. Well, guess what? That's what you're doing. Don't be a dum-dum, because that's what you're doing. You allowed, and you're leading, you allowed this to happen. You allowed and pushed your people to convert to Christianity. And when you did that, they took your land. They gave you the Bible to teach to your people on your land, and they took your land. So that was the exchange. They gave you the Bible and took your land. And you're told to teach them, leave it in the Lord's hands. I know they took 160 acres from your family. Leave it in the Lord's hands. That's what you're teaching them. Oh, don't worry about it now. Instead of giving you your land, we're going to give you Section 8 certificates. Okay? Where you can move into a little nicer neighborhood. Oh, don't worry. See, the Lord gave you food stamps. All this stuff. All this stuff. Food stamps. All this stuff. Section 8. Ah. Yeah. That's what you did, sir. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. This is what it's saying. Oh boy, where'd it go? Here we go. Dum da dum dum. All right. There we go. All right, from the beginning. So, the doctrine of discovery established a religious, political, and legal justification. It was justified, honey, for colonization and seizure of land not inhabited by Christians. Foundational elements of the doctrine of discovery can be found in a series of papal bulls or decrees beginning in the 1100s, which included sanctions, enforcements, authorizations, expulsions, admonishments, excommunications, denunciations, and expressions of territorial sovereignty for Christian monarchs supported by the Catholic Church. Two papal bulls in particular stand out. Pope Nicholas V issued Romanus Pontifex in 1455, granting the Portuguese a monopoly of trade with Africa and authorizing the enslavement of local people. And two, Pope Alexander the Sixth issued, when a fourth or fifth, yeah, the fourth, issued the papal bull Inter Cateria in 1493 to justify Christian European explorers' claims on land and waterways they allegedly discovered. Ah, the Pope. And promote Christian domination and superiority, and has been applied in Africa, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and the Americas. So, I hope at this point the Christians know who God is at this point. And the King James Version Bible, it's the Pope. You have permission to seize lands, go around in the name of Miss Pastor. The 1493 Papa Decree aimed to justify Christian European explorers' claims on land and waterways that they allegedly discovered. Oh, I already read that. If an explorer proclaims to have discovered, oh my God, the land in the name of a Christian European monarch, plants a flag in its soil and reports his discovery to the European rulers and returns to occupy it, the land is now his, even if someone else was there first. Should the original occupants insist on claiming that the land is theirs, the discoverer can label the occupant's way of being on the land inadequate according to European standards. This ideology supported the dehumanization of those living on the land and their dispossession, murder, and forced assimilation. Do you know that, Pastor, what the hell happened to your people here on the mainland in North America? The doctrine fueled white supremacy insofar as white European settlers claimed they were instruments of divine design and possessed cultural superiority. Mm. The significance of the doctrine continues to be debated. According to David Wilkin, it is more complicated than just saying the Pope gave European Catholics the right to colonize and convert. Well, he did. Mhm. The absolute denial of native land rights was replaced less than 50 years later when Charles V sought to advise Francisco de Victoria as to what the Spanish could legally and morally claim in the New World. Victoria, in a clear rebuttal to the Pope and the discovery notion, declared that native people were the true owners of their lands. Ah, oops. The doctrine of discovery was the inspiration in the 1800s for the Monroe Doctrine, which declared U.S. hegemony over the Western Hemisphere, and Manifest Destiny, which justified American expansion westward by the propagating the belief that the U.S. was destined to control all land from the Atlantic to the Pacific and beyond. In 1823 Supreme Court case Johnson versus McIntosh, the doctrine of discovery became part of U.S. federal law. Whoa! And was used to dispossess native peoples of their land. In a unanimous decision, Chief Justice John Marshall writes that the principle of discovery gave European nations an absolute right to the New World lands and native people certain rights of occupancy. Now, this is some bullshit. I mean, come on. This is the bullshit. Now, you see what you're doing, Pastor. I don't care how you try to slice it, but if you're a Christian, this is what you converted to. This is the belief you converted to. Y'all established law for it to be done. This is what you allow to happen to your people. The descendants, check this out, y'all. This is some funny shit now. Now we moving into this damn Clotilda. We're moving into this Clotilda now, y'all. This is some funny shit. Those poor people in Alabama. Oh, I feel so bad for them people in Alabama. They're saying the Clotilda landed in Alabama from Africa, and it was the last slave ship in 1860. Get your fucking laugh on. The descendants of Africans on the last known American slave ship, Clotilda, describe what it would mean to discover and document the scene of the crime. Their enslaved ancestors were smuggled into Alabama in 1860, long after the United States had banned the importation of slaves. The smugglers, now check this out. The smugglers burned the ship to hide their crime. And until recently, the ship's remains lay on the bottom of the Mobile River. Okay. Now, leave that in your head. They burned it after they brought the niggas over here from Africa. Okay. The Africans, they burned the ship to hide it, to cover it up. So they snuck, first of all, they snuck in the United States. Okay. Long after the United States banned the importation of slaves. Okay. They snuck in the United States. All right. How the fuck did they get past the United States Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines and with the damn ship? How did they sneak this damn sailboat from Africa? Wait a minute. Let me stop sharing for a minute. How? Wait a minute, y'all. I just can't right now. How the fuck did they get this boat? Sneak this damn boat in the United States? We're talking, y'all. United States in 1860. How did they sneak the Africans in here on a fucking boat past the National Guards, the Navy? How? You can't come on this soil. They will sink your ass on the water. Navy SEAL, Navy do not play. So how did you sneak that ship in Alabama? And then you supposedly burned it. You said you burned it. I hope these damn people wake up. And then they built Africa Town. In the same year that they was brought here. That's funny shit. Africa Town. Now, this is why I tell you they make them dumbass mistakes. Africa Town was supposedly established in 1860. Now, how the fuck you gonna get the ship in here and then establish Africa Town in 1860? It makes no sense. This is the bullshit about the writings and the sloppy work that they continue to do. Let me get back there. Because the shit is a hot mess. These people drive me nuts. All right. This is Cujo. Kuzula Lewis, one of the last survivors of the Clotilda. This ain't nothing but a goddamn Jamaican man that came in here on a little boat from Jamaica. Y'all gonna stop this bullshit. That's him right there. He came in on the last boat in the 1860s. These are the descendants, supposedly. All of these are the descendants of the last known slave ship. Now, they just put this shit up in January 15th, 2023. Get your fucking laugh on. Get your laugh on. Let me find out they ass Jamaican, because by that hat way in the back, Jamaicans rock that shit. Okay? Bumbaclot. Emmett Lewis, a descendant of the Clotilda. I'm done. Fair use. Okay? I'm done. I've seen that bullshit story, Chris. This is an updated part where they're having little dinners of the Cold Clock Clotilda. Very modernized. And they sitting up there having food and riding on it. Okay? This is how it's supposed to have looked in 1860. Get your fucking laugh on. So they had niggas down here. Look at the open part right here. None of them drowned, but they're down here at the bottom. This is the Clotilda boat that made it all the fucking way from Africa. Make that make sense. Like I said, nobody in the Navy saw this ship sneak in from Africa in 1860. Get your fucking laugh on. Okay? Now, get your laugh on. Didn't they say they burnt this bitch? They said they burnt the damn ship. Now all of a sudden they found it. Okay. Y'all, I can't with these goddamn people. Do this look like a burnt ship to y'all? That's the Clotilda. Wasn't this ship supposed to have been burnt and hidden? Wait a minute now. Now it's some pieces of it in the sand, y'all. Get your fucking laugh on. They're going to stop this bullshit. This is the Clotilda right there in the water. And it's hit. Look at, I thought it was supposed to be burnt down and hidden in the water. What the hell going on here, y'all? Do that boat look burnt to you? And like they tried to hide it. Okay. And look, the Clotilda left a fucking dent in the ground from 1860. It left a dent in the ground of the goddamn boat. Get your fucking laugh on. Seriously, this is the dent of the last boat In Alabama, the Clotilda. That's the dent, the body of it. It's a dent in the ground with the body shape of the Clotilda, y'all. They still had the picture saved from 1860, y'all. Get your damn laugh on. I'm not playing with these damn people. These people in Alabama better wake their ass up. They putting all kinds of shit in y'all heads. Seriously, I can't. Now let's go on to Virginia. Now, Virginia bought 20 goddamn slaves. This is the slave pen in Alexandria, Virginia. Get your fucking laugh on. That's a pen where you enslave people when you take their land. Not the 20 niggas you bought over here or negras that you bought over here on from Africa, the 20 niggas. You don't need nothing this big to hold 20 niggas. Get your laugh on, y'all. This is the shit that they made when they enslaved the people off their lands in Virginia. The war for the Union. Do you understand that? Give me a 1. It's a slave pen when you taking people land under the doctrine of discovery. So they needed to make this in Virginia. The whole 20 sick niggas that was hungry damn near made it off the ship. And they kept the black Adam and Eve, Antonio and Maria. And they populated all the niggas over here. You know what? I can't with these stories. If these pastors and people don't wake up, and I'm not lying, this is really there. And they put this shit up in 1998. They're going to come with the bullshit. Right here, 1998. The slave pen in Alexander, Virginia. They're going to kill it. I'm telling y'all. They doing this bullshit. I just wanted to show you that slave pen. Now, here's another funny ass picture. Card showing. Now listen to the word, y'all. Afro-American slave being separated from wife and child. Okay? Was Afro-American used in the 1800s, y'all? Please tell me if the word, because first of all, Afro-American was a racial identity over here in the North America. And that's a fucking hair. Afro is a goddamn hairstyle. So now Afro-American, remember with the other race identity? Fuck is an Afro is a hairstyle. And that was not a term used in the 1800s. Bullshit. That's what I keep telling y'all. We have to take control of our people's minds because they're going to keep spitting this shit in our people's heads. And it's college professors not from this landmass. Don't that many niggas go to college unless they're a foreigner from the islands. They come over here and go to college. People like Jabari will teach this shit. Them type of niggas go to college and hang out with pale face. And they'll make shit up like this. This is what they do. If they bought all these goddamn slaves here, they bought them, they say they bought them to the islands, not here. So, okay, let their asses be African then. Because this shit didn't go down in North America. We was already here. Damn Afro-American mentioned in the 1800s. Here we go. Now, listen to this. It's a newspaper article in Kentucky in 1838, y'all. All right? $150 reward ran away from the subscriber. On the night of the second instant, a Negro man, okay, they didn't say African, they said a Negro man who calls himself Henry May, about 22 years old, 5'6" or 8" high, ordinary color, rather chunky built, bushy head, and has it divided mostly on one side. So he must have had a part on his head. And keeps it very nicely combed. Has been raised in the house and is a first-rate dining room servant and was in a tavern in Louisville for 18 months. I expect he is now in Louisville trying to make his escape to a free state, in all probability to Cincinnati, Ohio. Perhaps his escape, or perhaps he may try to get employment on a steamboat. Hey, y'all listen to this, right? He is a good cook and is handy in any capacity as a house servant. Had on, when he left, a dark castanet coatee and dark strip castanet pantaloons. Knew he had other clothing. I will give $50 reward if taken in Louisville. $100 if taken. $100 if taken 100 miles from Louisville in this state, and $150 if taken out of this state and delivered to me or secured in any jail so that I can get him again. Barton Store, Kentucky. So what y'all think of that? He was raised in that house. Now, listen, this was 1838. That's during Reconstruction. Oh, wait, no. What's the Indian removal? I'm sorry. 1838. That's all around that Indian Removal Act, man. Now, these are the real warriors behind the Woman King. Like I said. Okay? The all-female warrior troops of Dahomey were called the Ojoji or the Mino in their culture, only becoming coined as the Dahomey Amazons, West Africa, by the French during the 19th century. That's the 1800s, y'all. The Ojoji developed from a tradition of female elephant hunters, codifying into organized troops beginning in the 1720s. We had mayors, black mayors and governors up here in Connecticut. There's some cap shit, y'all. Now, how many slaves were brought to the United States by 1860? 3.9 million. After the revolution, the southern slave population exploded, reaching about 1.1 million in 1810 and over 3.9 million in 1860. Get your fucking laugh off. I'm done. I'm done with the slides. I quickly went through that so you could see the bullshit. 3.9 million. Wait a minute. You brought 3.9 million slaves over here during Reconstruction. Get your fucking laugh on. During Reconstruction and Indian Removal Act, you brought all them slaves over here from Africa. Now, don't forget about the ones, it's different Europeans that supposedly brought different slaves to the Americas. Now, Let's not get it twisted. Those was divided in the Americas, okay? Because you got North, Central, and South America. It was a buck and eye. This grape's good. If they brought that many damn slaves over here, Africa should be empty. It shouldn't even be nothing living on in Africa but lions and tigers and bears. All them goddamn people. The amount of people, and not the boats, y'all. I can't do it. The damn boats that they brought him all the way from Africa. They were shipping people in and out of the Americas from Cuba, the islands. They were shipping them all around at the ports. That damn boat ain't making it from no goddamn Africa. And the bottom open like that. The bottom of the deck open like that. All of them would have drowned. What the hell? If you are stupid enough to believe this shit. Now, wait a minute. Don't forget that the damn boat is wooden. Now, wouldn't water sink in the boat coming all the way? This don't make no sense, y'all. All the men was chained up, but the women was just down there, unchained. In the bottom of a boat. Ain't no air conditioner in them days. No air conditioning. We got all these millions of slaves. How the hell? I mean, wait a minute. And it wasn't that many. You look at the number of white men that were on the ship with all these chained up niggas, okay? All the white men. And it wasn't even that many white men. But all these niggas is chained up, right? All these niggas is chained up, okay? And these chicks is on the bottom unchained. Picture, make that make sense. Make that make sense. How about chicks like this? On the bottom, unchained. Right? All the men chained up, but the women's on the bottom, chained up. And it's a few white guys. No more than 20 white guys, 30 white guys. How all them people gonna fit on the ship with the food and everything? I mean, come on. How many times? Y'all need to stop listening to Jabari. Because this shit don't make no sense. I'm gonna open up my this is why we have to file our lawsuits. If we don't stand on our history, our truth, we have to. It's a must. It's a must. We have to bring actions against them. Educational sense, we have to. This shit is crazy. The archaeologists are white people going in the ground from other countries. Talking about, oh, I found a nigger bone. These are people from other countries teaching your history. That shit should not be tolerated at all. It shouldn't. That's humiliating for a foreigner who left their country to come here to find a life. But they're going to come here and tell you your story because you're brown and beautiful like me. They're going to come and tell your story. They come fucking Germany, Russia, Ukraine, Slavic places, England, all these other countries are coming here and writing our story. Let me see if I got that here. I'm tired of doing this shit. I'm tired. And I'm going to have to keep doing it. And I'm going to keep doing it until they fucking get it. Yeah, I think this is it. And let's look it up. I have to do this because you got to visually show people shit. American. Where's my goddamn definition? I'm going to read it, and you better wake your asses up. You really need to wake up. All right, where's my definition at? American. The copper color races found here. The copper color races. Why don't I just look the definition up? Because Noah Webster's giving an account of a whole different story. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go to old Noah. Noah Webster, 1828. An American. A native of America. Originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper color races found here by the Europeans. Yep. The copper color races found here by the Europeans, but now apply to the descendants of Europeans born in America, a stolen identity. It originally applied to us. I'm originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper color races. That's a penny on my forehead. That is copper. I'm a copper color race. Learn your colors. This is more my color. There it is. You see the brownie. Copper color race. There's your copper. Hello. There's the penny on the forehead. Copper colored races found here by the Europeans. You see the penny? That's copper. You see the penny? It blends right in with my skin. But the shit is funny when you see these Indians that have more European features. But I'm original. I am from this soil. My people, Pookies and Ray Rays, from this soil. Our identity was stolen. And you need to understand that by way of doctrine of discovery. And you ministers continue to teach the doctrine of discovery. That's what you're doing when you're giving your Christianity. You're teaching them how to forgive and not. Seriously. This is why I can't deal with y'all brothers in these suits, because y'all some skanky ass folks. I'm serious. This is why pretty much in the end, I mean, they got the Amazon chicks. No African niggas to help them chicks fight. A few of them crying to the chief, they'll outnumber us. Them women went in there and whooped ass. if that's what they did. But I believe they did that shit over here, not over there. Because the Amazon is here. Copper color races. Now, put this on the people, put this penny on the forehead, see, of the people that are running these federally recognized tribes and see if you get copper out of that shit. Took the land from the Aboriginals. That's what you did. There's an Aboriginal to every landmass. And just because we're brown people like them over there in Africa, wherever, doesn't mean we came from there. So what? Why can we be from any fucking where else but America? There's Aboriginals to the Americas, Atlantis, whatever you call it. And they were copper colored people found here by your asses, by the Europeans. When they came here, they found us here, the Aboriginals. So they took your land by a doctrine of discovery. And this is shit Jabari can't see because, oh, now I'm talking about his ass. That's just not true. He sounds worse than fucking Michael Jackson. I can't stand him. And he gonna suffer the most. That's not true. You came here. You came here. Take your ass back to Barbados, nigga. Oh, I can't stand him. Wait till Pookie get a hold of his ass. Oh, he finished. I don't even understand why Ali Muhammad wants to even debate with them damn fools. He already whooped their ass. That's twice. But I guess they like getting their asses whooped. You getting a real ass whooping from a real Aboriginal, Dr. Ali Muhammad. A real ass whooping. You're going to get a real ass whooping from a real Aboriginal from the intelligent way. God help you when Pookie run up on your ass. Copper colored races. And he's sitting his stupid ass. Those dudes are the dudes like Jabari. Those are the dudes that I can't stand sitting next to or working. Or don't ever even walk up to me and try to conversate with me. Because the minute they open their mouth, it's a turn off. I'm serious. I can't stand them. I can't. Little soft church boys. I don't work with them. But anyway, I'm gonna open my panel because I really want to hear from you. And I really can honestly say that this, because we were all misguided as a people through the education system. Okay, that's definitely so. It can very well be that a lot of our people and even college professors, because see what happens with these college professors as they go up, they learn off of other people's written indoctrination and they use their research. They follow it. So they continue following the lie that they're not even aware of until they wake up like I did. Okay? Because when you have your master's, you must know how to research. If you don't pass researching, you ain't getting no master's degree. You have to think outside of the people's work and research that you're working off of because you're continuing a lie and they don't know it. And that can happen from a dumbass. But too much information has been put forth through these brothers and sisters that are college educated, but they're stuck on believing that they have to believe somebody else's research. When you get your degree, you don't know. A wise college professor will always tell you never go by anybody else's research. You got to do it yourself. A good and a great college professor will tell you the truth. And that's a fact. So that's what I did. It doesn't make sense of what the history that they're teaching. And that's what happens when foreigners teach your history. All kinds of lies come out. Because you remember, these are the motherfuckers that are not from this landmass. So they're going to tell you this shit. They have to. Everybody that's teaching your history is not from here. That sounds like a goal to me. Why are you so desperate to teach our history? Talk about how come you don't teach your history about Germany when you ran from Germany, where you ran from the country you ran from to come over here? I don't understand that. Why do you want to measure on our history? Our history is at the spotlight. Everybody. Oh yeah. They are they're brown. They came from Africa. No, the hell I didn't. No, I didn't. All the copper-colored people died from diseases, Spanish flu. Bullshit. If that's the case, how come all the white people didn't die from the same disease? All right, you got a brown person standing here, and you got a white person standing next to him. You're dead because you have the Spanish flu. All right, what about the white guy? Why he's still standing up? I don't get that. That's some bullshit. Let alone how many goddamn racial identities one specific people on the earth, planet called Earth has. There's only one group of people with 9 fucking race identities. What are you hiding? You came here, we was Aboriginals. Then we jumped from that to be Indians. Then we jumped from that, from being Indians and copper coloreds to you lessened it down to coloreds because you had all the colored senators in South Carolina and all in the southern states, the Confederate states. All the colored senators. So you drop that. Then you get another racification after colors. You got Negroes. Damn, how many was that? Got here, found here, Aboriginals. Originally applied to Aboriginals. Then fucking Indians, because we wore feathers or fez. Then we jumped from that. They lessened it, copper colored, and just put colored. So now all our senators and representatives are colored. And after that, Negro. Okay. After Negro, mulatto. Oh, you had a baby with a white person, so that baby's a mulatto. Okay. Then you got, after mulatto, you got, let me see. Afro-American first. Afro-American. Then you jump to black. And now you're trying to push African American. Oh, no, the fuck you don't. You have crossed the line. You're trying to take me off my land. I ain't come from Africa. How the hell I come from Africa when I was here when you got here? Copper-colored races found by the Europeans. Don't play with me. And you got 1,800 censuses. The 1,800 census. Some of y'all Europeans wasn't even fucking here in the 1800s. Y'all didn't get here until damn near the 1900s. That's why I don't blame every white person that I look at. I'm not honestly saying that their ancestors were the enslavers of our people, because a lot of them didn't get in here until way after all this bullshit. Some of them just came here in the 1900s. So you can't blame all the white people. So that brings me to what nigga was selling his people. Because see, we were the slave owners on our fucking lands. The numbers add up now. Now they add up because we were the enslavers on our own lands in the north and the south of the mainland. We had all the land. We were the cultivators. We owned our own land. There was no fiat. We wasn't under a fiat system. We lived off our land freely. And we were the slave owners in the South. And you know what that means? You know, slave means employment. That's why they had the slave schedules for the agriculture, because we owned our own farmlands. Our families was having like 16 to 20 goddamn kids. Did we need slaves when we had our own working out there in the field? I keep telling y'all. And when we got sold, it was our parents doing it, selling us. Husbands selling wives, wives owning land, selling husbands. I showed you the article of a whole woman who sold her damn husband. We was doing that shit. Watch The Color Purple. Celie's daddy sold her to Mister. That's the shit that went down in the South. Stop blaming that shit on white people. White people ain't that goddamn bad. How you gonna have 16 niggas? I'm gonna show you this funny ass picture again. Where is it? All right. There's the two nice, cute little white people up at the top. Picture them owning these niggas on a plantation. What do you think is gonna happen to them too? Back in slavery days, when you got niggas like this on your plantation and you white and old, and you tell them to get their ass out there and shuck the corn. You got a bunch of niggas like this on your plantation in 1800, 1790, 1760, whatever, that look like this, because ain't shit changed in the hood from when we were ran off our lands. We still look like the same goddamn people you found here when you came here. But back to the story. The two old white people up at the top owning all these niggas on their plantation, okay? And they yell at him and try to beat him with a whip. What the fuck you think they gonna do? Ain't no goddamn walkie-talkies or cell phones back in the 1700s. No phones and nothing. So these two white people can't call the cops. Hey, my nigga, he getting out of hand. He put me in the under the ground. I'm under the house. They can't even call nobody. This is why I said y'all got to stop with the bullshit about the white slave owners coming over here slaving, because ain't nobody gonna let no white guy whoop their wife's ass with a whip and then walk off his land alive. Niggas don't play that shit now, and you better believe they didn't play it back then. It took our people to help foreigners get our people off their lands and into the inner cities. It took a government, a militia that consisted of our own people joining those militias from the age 16 and over to push niggas. It took niggas to overpower niggas. You better believe that. Andrew Jackson with his mulatto ass marched from the north with a bunch of praying ass nigga Indians to the south in the Civil War. I'm gonna give him some Miss Suge Avery P. Facts. Andrew Jackson marched his mulatto ass from the north to the south in the Civil War. And you better believe he had a bunch of praying ass nigga Indians, because that's all that was up here. The niggas up here, all the way up the Maine and Rhode Island, they cut your damn head off. And that's why he had to back up. And that's why the North won the damn war. Not to mention that those that wanted to get out of those lifetime contracts and enslavements, they helped fought too. Oh, yeah. When niggas traveled, news traveled. So you know niggas was in contact with the North. Yo, we got to take these motherfuckers out. I want to get out of this contract. White people and black people was trying to get out of them servitude and enslavement for life contracts. It wasn't just niggas. White folks had lifetime enslavement too. And they was like, man, I want to get out of this shit. Pookie, wrap your gun up. We're going to take these motherfuckers out. That's how it went down. Let's tell the real truth now. For real. Smash the like button, y'all. So stop blaming this shit on white guys. Because we did the dirty shit to our own people. We sold our daughters, our sons, everything. Watch that fucking movie. That's why them chicks was whooping them black dudes' asses. Because they was the ones selling them. In that movie, the Woman King. That's the shit that our men do. And our men still do this shit today. They sell women that they befriend and they become their prostitutes. They call them tricks. Still doing that shit. Selling chicks. Taking chicks on trips and to rich white guys to prostitute them. They're still doing it. Black guys been pimping white women too. I showed you the news articles. We've been doing ugly shit. I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like we were this great, humble, beautiful people because we wasn't. We was fucked up back then, just like we fucked up now. Yes, pimps. Yes, T. Warren. We was doing a lot of dirty shit. And shit comes back around on you when you do evil. I don't know. I mean, come on. Our men was doing a lot of fucked up shit. And it seems to me that that's why they're in their struggles now. Because they did fucked up shit. If we was chiefs over here, we was doing some foul shit, man, down south. We wasn't these angel people. We ain't angels now. We killing each other in our hoods. And don't say that that's some learned behavior that took on recently. No, we was warring against each other back then too. Stop trying to point your finger on all these horrible white people as you see them. We're the only ones killing each other like a motherfucker in our hoods. And okay, I'll buy a few of the mask things where white guys put on masks to look like Pookie and Ray Ray and come in there and start up shit. I'm not gonna let that go, but it ain't that fucking many of them. So we need to stop lying. Now, as far as it's being the copper color races here found by the European, that's a fact. And we got the copper color race. Why on the penny is Abraham Lincoln's face turned to the left. Everybody else is turned to the right. Nigga, because he was. Because he was with his nappy hair. And he like hanging out in the hood dancing with black ladies. That's what they said in his writing. And how is homeboy gonna walk up in the White House and talk to him? A brown dude. Because they was from the same shit. A lot is being lied about our history, y'all, and we got to correct it. Don't listen. Our fight is to wake people up from people like Jabari and Garfield and Unk and them niggas. That's what our job and our goal is. I don't need to be in St. Netta to wake our people up because they're gonna venture over here and they're gonna say, well, how our people do. We all are like, I'm gonna look outside of what I've been learning from Jabari and Unk and all the motherfuckers. I'm gonna look out, and that's how the shit's gonna happen. It's gonna change. So, like Dane said, everybody got different alarm clocks. They all don't wake up at the same time, and that's a fact because we didn't. 4 years ago, I was, saying, thank you, Lord. I don't say that no more. So come on, it's going to take time. But our war is with them. You will not come from Barbados and teach my people shit about their history. Not while I'm a researcher. Not while I got degrees and know where to look, nigga. And I'm talking to you, Jabari, and your whole clan. The hell with Garfield and them. They're corny. Our people don't even listen to their Jamaican asses anyway. So, and I ain't even worried about them. But you also got to look at the audience. Are people in the audience that are from the same place as Jabari? Because a lot of Aboriginals, aka copper-colored races, here on North American mainland, within the United States corporations, that are me, are waking up. And that's who we want to wake up. We don't care about nobody else. They want to say that they were brought to Barbados and Jamaica and all these other fucking places from Africa. Let them be. I'm worrying about my bloodline is in this North American mainland soil from right here. Because it took us for the foreigners to learn what they know about our landmass. Who the hell you think they went to? You're not just gonna come on the land and start doing shit. You had to learn from somebody what to do. Them niggas, they didn't come over here with no goddamn tools. They came over here dirty and funky and with no spoon and nothing. And you saw A1 teach and Ab Power teach about all the shit we invented. Everything they invented over here came from off of our seed that was planted for them to invent. So if we made tools over here to build structures, they got it from us. They took the tool we had and made it more usable. So don't act like they didn't come over here with no damn tools. They didn't even come over here with vehicles to transport themselves. We was already in wagons and riding horses. The hell out of here. But anyway, I'll give y'all a few minutes to come up because I don't mind dialoguing. You can hit the link and you got to show your face just in the back so I could see that you're not someone that's going to come on here and I don't want to see your little wee-wee. The last guy that came up here is like 3 times smaller than Willie. So don't ever do that to me again. Please. So when you come up and you hit the link and I'm looking in the back, only I can see you. As long as I can see you and I know you're not going to, flash yourself. Nobody don't want to see your nasty looking pee-pee. Seriously. And if I was you and that guy that came up here last time, I would never show my wee-wee again ever because it was very small. So obviously you're from Africa because your shit is small. So I'm going to put the link in the chat and I want to hear your thoughts. I do. So I'm going to pin this. Let me go in there and pin it up to the top so I don't have to keep putting the damn link in the chat. Smash the like button, you guys. Okay, here it is. Let me pin it to the top. And then I'll play one song and wait for you guys to come up because I really, really would like to hear your... Shut up, Gretchen. Y'all need it. Yeah, I know y'all there, but I'm serious. They got these little stupid people that come in here and do this dumb stuff, So I'm going to play one song, and if I'm not there to let you on, just hang tight in the back, and I'll let you on. So here we go.
I'm High off a round of applause, taking the cash to deposit. All of that talking is polished. Straight out the gate, they sing praise, but I'm unapproachable. Save it. Can't tell me shit I've been on with. Losing my grip and I'm slipping. We still alive, it ain't living. Anxiety fall through to cripple me. Your calls going missing. The devil busy, he tempt me. Too much elixir, my enemy. And my mind is like enemy. They don't sound like your symphony. Sucking all of my energy. I'm not asking for empathy. Unless it's for the babies of the street, they a product of colic. Reality is running up to robbery of my sleep. The world they cold as gravity is pushing down. It's hard to breathe. Still it's solid on one knee. My pen is hollow, let it bleed. Trying to convince me that you give a fuck about my needs. How you finna fix an issue God don't even see? You can miss me with them empty gestures. I do more to get by without it. I'm a living legend. You say you was ride or die. I'ma need you by my side. I've been living on the edge, just trying to get it together. Tell me, can you hold me down? Tell me, can you hold me down? I could really use your presence. Give mine in return. I know everything been hella hectic. But that body so angelic, pull it quick, make you forget things for a minute. Take it slowly, when I'm in it, feel the flow. Take all the tension that you pent up, then expend it. Don't pretend like you ain't worth way more than everything I got. You need to stop it. When I'm with you, it's no limitation. You playing games, give me attention, then you really face it. But I'm no better, I've been guarded. No, my rap sheet isn't flawless. Pull some slick shit, got you on my line, live it. I'm not careful with your feelings all the time, the way I should be. I need you to hold me down, I wanna drown in what we could be. I could be your safe space, you tug on my emotions while I'm giving you that grade A. Or we go another round, here come a fight, you rather melee. I could be your only fan, help me compose a new plan. I'm out of rope, girl, I'm so sick of sleeping on each other. I found the pieces to my puzzle on the sheets. I bet our story be the best thing a nigga ever published. I wanna know you trust me, everything been going up, but I ain't seen.
There are based on doctrine of discovery. I don't care how many churches in Utah. I don't give a damn. Those that came up, Christianity, uh, churches was not our thing as a people. Aboriginals did not have churches over here. We believe in natural things. That was introduced. Can't hear me? Mic check, mic check. Oh shit. Is it really mic check? Can't hear me? Oh, okay, you can hear me. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, there was no churches over here. That's what you're failing to forget. And that's the part that really hurts Free Papa TV. Churches were brought here. It's not something that's aboriginal or indigenous to this landmass. There were no churches here. We didn't do church. It was introduced. It was brought here. Understand that. Who do you think they were talking to when they came here and said convert or die? The colonizers. Because we didn't go to church. That wasn't our thing. It was introduced and we were threatened. Convert to Christianity or die. That's what the Aboriginals were told. That's where you get the praying Indians up in the north. They were the first ones to be introduced to it, and they loved it. So you add on praying niggy Indians. So now it just, to me, it's just like overwhelmingly embarrassing with pastors walking around in suits teaching the doctrine by way of the doctrine of discovery. It's embarrassing when you see an Aboriginal in a suit teaching Christianity, which was not what we practice here. We were into spirituality. And I oftentimes wonder, do they even know that they're enforcing a foreign religion on its people? That's just like you're saying, you better bow down to God. You're forcing your own people to bow down to a foreign religion. Are they gonna? I mean, I'm wondering if pastors go to sleep at night and say, "Well, damn, I never looked at it that way. That I'm literally forcing our people, my own people, to bow down to foreigners' God." We didn't talk about Jesus before the Europeans came. We were told to convert or die. You, and I read the scriptures and I'm like, do they even fucking see that the punishment that's going on with their own people, our ministers? It's towards us. Do you realize that you are helping with the punishment of our people? Hold them down, bow down to their God. That's what you're telling them. You are. You are. And I'm to the point where I really believe that, oh God, I'm embarrassed now. Well, fuck it. I'll just keep going teaching it. I didn't realize what I was doing, but I really am. I'm instituting the doctrine of discovery. It takes a dumb nigga in a suit not to see all this information that's being put out. But here's the funny part. All the educated people, Christian ministers and all this shit, right? Who went to these college, university, Christians colleges to learn to be ministers and pastors. It took a Negro, an Aboriginal from the streets to teach the truth to his people. Perhaps the gods kept them away, are keeping them away from y'all because y'all know what the hell y'all doing. Because in your Bible, in I think it's David or Psalms, it says, "First pride then foolishness, even the elect will be fooled." You're the elect. You have the congregations. And it downright sounds to me that you're fooled. But interestingly, Pookie's not. He's understanding who he is. This is why you can't get Pookie to go in your church. If he come in there, he's running from the cops. He got to say where he at. And he changed his life around. He got to get off probation and shit. So he got to run somewhere and need you to lie to the court system. And so they can get him off his fucking back. And then as soon as the court case is over and everything, he's free, no charges. He leaving that fucking church. They do the same thing to the Muslims. I always wonder if the ancestors preserved Pookie from y'all. And it's just crazy because we were here, but you're teaching that we came from Africa, and you ministers keep sending missionaries over there and stuff. We not from Africa. You do know that the 1619 slave stuff, those was a lot of white people coming from England on them ships. Y'all know this now, and you're scared to say it because he's your colleague from college. And you're scared. You see the truth. The slave schedule consists of white people. That came to work the lands and the colonial states. Because we was already here on our lands. We was separate from them. We ain't do nothing with them. Oh, I got to see your face. Pull it down. Let me see your face. Pull it down more. All right, I'm gonna let you on for a minute, but I'm gonna protect myself and make sure that you don't pull out no fake wee-wees and stuff. Cause hang on, give me a minute. I gotta put up an overlay for a minute, y'all, cause I don't want to get porn bombed. All right, go ahead, bruh.
How you doing, Sister Betty?
Hi.
I'm glad to see you in good spirits again. I just joined your live, so I was just trying to figure out what the topic was.
Doctrine of Discovery, the Clotilda slave ship, the movie Woman King, and the slave numbers that this don't add up.
Right. Okay. Yeah, with all the church stuff, that was never our thing. All that's foreign. Like you said, we was a spiritual people. We didn't deal with Christ, and we wasn't dealing with the Bible. I mean, there's stuff that connect with us in the Bible, like you spoke about on one of your lives, but we know that they was coming over here to enslave us and kill us if we didn't convert.
Yep. Because I'm like, who were they talking to when they said convert or die? Who was over here for them to say that? Who were they talking to?
Exactly. They was talking to us. They was talking about us.
Right. And that because that's why let me take this penny off. It's obvious I'm copper color. Very obvious compared to what you see now calling themselves Indians. That shit is funny and hilarious. How the hell you gonna come from England? Oh, I'm Indian. Okay, yeah, all right. Whatever. But when they came over and it was war and they were like convert or die, who were they talking to? Can somebody literally tell me like that? It's the simple basic shit to understand who you are. Are you telling Africans to convert or die? Or are you telling Aboriginals to this landmass?
Yeah, they was talking to us. It's crazy how they did that and how we just let them get away with it. And nobody really sees it. I mean, we see it, our community, but it's still more Black people out there or Indigenous people out there who don't know about the doctrine of discovery. They have no
Yeah.
clue that this is what they was doing. And they wanted to come over here and wage religious war against us. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's still happening today. We just don't know that it's a war.
Yeah, they don't. And I mean, the Pope literally told them, go out, colonize. I mean, to me, it sounded like he created a bunch of people in a lab and there was thousands of them said, go out. And and it raised them over there to believe what they believe and said, all right, go out and teach under the doctrine of discovery. Because I mean, why else you gonna bring your ass over here and say convert or die? Who are you talking to? You talking to the Aboriginals? There wasn't nobody over here but us. And then when y'all asses came, you had to have somebody to say it to. Who was you talking to? They had already got the Indians up north, Maine, all up in that area to convert, and in Canada and shit. A bunch of that's why they call them the praying Indians. So I'm like, oh, okay, Charles. And I'm like, it is what it is. This is what they did, and this is what they do. But now a lot of them is too embarrassed because they're getting money, they're getting tithes and offerings. I'm gonna lose that. So now it's just keep it up. Money is the root of all evil.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to see what's going to befall of them.
Destruction.
What's going to befall of these pastors?
All,
Seriously.
all these black gatekeepers.
Yeah, what's going to... Yeah, I would really like to know what's going to happen to them.
See, well, I think what I think is going to happen to them is no one's going to listen to them anymore. Most of their congregation will probably consist of foreigners because it's not really going to consist of us. See, we falling off of that. That's all that Christianity and this religion is coming to an end.
Yeah, I noticed that because when I watch the churches on TV, the audiences are so empty. And you know what they do? They zoom the camera in, and I watch them do this shit. They zoom the cameras in on they make the people sit closer together so they can just zoom them in on the people to make it seem like they got a lot of people in there, and they really don't.
Mm-hmm.
So they are losing the war.
Right.
A lot of our people are just not buying it anymore because, I mean, Brother Sanchez did have a conversation about, Warris, you got to turn your camera on for a minute because I got to make sure you're a real person and not somebody who's going to come up and flash me. So could you turn it on real quick? Okay, he fell off. He must got a bad connection. But I would really like to see what's you know is fading out. People that were talking in tongue. I really asked him. I said, "Was that real? Did you?" And I asked Brother Sanchez. I said, "Was it real when you was talking in tongue?" And the way he explained it to me, how they do in the Pentecostal church, make you repeat, in the name of Jesus so many times, and then until you start talking gibberish. I mean,
Like an orientation.
that's yeah, and that's like trying to get somebody to say Peter Piper, pick a pen. You keep saying that Peter Piper, pick a pen. You'll be talking in a different way. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I see the fall and pull away from Christianity. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I see our people a lot more today than any time in history, moving away from different religious affiliations that they were raised in, and they're going to the more natural things. Like I know Jehovah Witnesses, all different types of Christians, all different types of Muslims, people in the Nation of Islam or Islam history. A lot of our people that have been in those organizations practicing for years are leaving in like the droves, and they're going into this natural thing. Uh, I've never seen so many of our people in history start practicing eating healthy. A lot of our people are eating very healthy now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm noticing that, and they're burning, doing things the way we did it in the old days, like burning incense and doing natural things, going out on the grass barefooted, standing in the sun. They're starting to do those things,
Yep.
and they're moving. They're finding more comfort and getting their bodies back familiar with the earth than they are getting their minds with the churches.
Right. That's true. Even I'm
Oh, Warris. Hi, Warris.
Hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm still pretty into this stuff, you know.
Hey, how
Looking
you
everywhere. How are
doing?
you?
I'm good.
Good. Yeah. The topic again is discovery. Yeah, the doctrine of
The
discovery.
doctor, yes.
Yeah. You know, they advertise that everywhere in the world. You know, it's being advertised beyond America, everywhere around the world. You know, the years of the Homo Sanctum, the discovery age.
Yeah.
You know, as you said,
Where
you know,
you from,
don't let it.
Warris?
Um,
Where you from?
Oh, I'm originally Yoruba. I'm Yoruba. Yoruba. Yoruba.
Where's that at?
Well, Yoruba, Yoruba, technically they say West Africa, but I don't want to put no state on that. I don't want to put no colonial state on that, because if I put a stamp on that, then I lose my identity. You see,
Oh,
get it? You
so
see, that's what I'm saying. It's a state construct. I don't want to put no construct beside it. It's Yoruba
right.
land. The people Yoruba, yeah, please.
So you're from Africa.
Well, that's also a misnomer as well too. I've never been to Africa. I've been who I am. As you said,
Right.
don't let no foreigners come around. You said it. It's your code.
Right, right.
Don't
So
let
they
no
gave
foreigners come
that
around it
they
and claim
gave
your
that country
history
that name.
and
Yeah.
put a stamp on it. Because once you do that,
Right.
then instead distorting, then you won't know my heritage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm
Right.
from the Yoruba land.
Okay.
Technically, my language is a language, and it's called Karo Jire, the land that you wake up at peace.
Okay. All
Get
right.
it? Yeah. Yeah. So,
And
but if you start put connotation from the Anglo-Saxon, from the Anglo narrative, then you start to take you away from the picture.
the
See,
real
it's own in the
picture.
language as well too. Yeah, because the Homo Sanctum is everywhere worldwide, but it's actually dictated in a foreign language.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yes, please. Yeah.
do you have is it a fake lie that they brought all these millions of Africans from there on these little boats?
I don't see no boats. I don't see no. I know my grandparents going back into the 1800s, late 1800s. That's as far as I've seen my grandparents. And my
Right.
grandparents are brothers and sisters. But I mean, I never heard about no narratives of no, that no book coming around. No.
Yeah, I
But
knew
what I
they were
know is
lying.
that
They're lying.
there was some kind of there was some kind of trade going on, which is not unusual. In the years before the years of discovery, there've been trade going on the native and the indigenous worldwide around the globe.
Uh-huh.
But that's what I can say. But the whole idea that there's some kind of slaves and everything, I want to say that I'll probably think that's human trafficking.
It's bull crap.
Human trafficking, yeah, human trafficking actually exists, and it still exists right now in 24th century, right? Yeah,
Correct.
right, yeah,
Correct.
right,
Correct. That's
yeah.
true.
So the whole narrative that some some slave came down from abroad and came down to Americas, and and the mean stamp, no. The Indigenous has always been where they were,
Right.
yeah,
Indigenous, right. Just like
right,
it's indigenous people over where you're from. Same
exactly,
here. The brown
exactly,
people, same here.
right. And if
As
they found themselves here in America, that means they were some kind of trade, or they were actually being kidnapped in some kind of contract, accidental, So, but they came in
right, but
voluntarily, or and believe me, no, and they've always been in war going among factions as well too, and
mhm,
and what's it called? The prisoners, found themselves as being technically called slave status. That's possible
uh-huh,
as well too. Get it? Yeah,
right. But
yeah.
what I'm saying is that I know for a fact that I came from this soil. Nobody in my family came from Africa.
Undisputable. Yeah, that's
They
right.
did not come
Undisputable.
from
Yeah,
Africa. They're from here. When these
right.
colonizers came here, we were already here. And they're
Exactly.
trying to say that they got us from where you are, which is a lie. We were
That's
already
a cock and
here.
bull story. That's cock and bull
Huh?
story. No. Yeah.
That's bull crap, correct? Do you agree?
Correct.
I
100%
know it
correct.
is. I know
Real.
it's correct.
Real.
See, this is
Real.
what I'm saying. Like you got people like this West Indian guy named Jabari going around making, and they're portraying that we are not from here originally. And I'm like, no, we are from here originally. Why can't we be brown skinned and be from here? How come we can only be brown skinned and only come from the landmass where you are? No, we were all over this planet,
Exactly.
and we literally came from here.
Exactly.
Now, are Nigerians? Some guy in the audience is saying, Sister Bethy, tell him how Nigerians aren't from there. Are Nigerians from that landmass, or are they from here? Because I believe they're from over there.
Well, you see, when you come to that word as well too, that's that. Yeah, back to what you said. Don't let no foreigners tell you your history. Because if they tell your history, they put a brand name on you. Then they start giving you, that cold Nigeria, Nigeria, Syria. You see that? So you have to put the prefix and the suffix together. See, Nigeria, Syria, Tunisia. How did that sound? How did that sound to your ear? What would you hear? The high A, the suffix.
Right.
That's a construct. Ethiopia. You see, so you said to get into etymology. See how rough it is. How can all states be rhyme together and sound the same? Who's dictating what? Whose word is it? What language is it? How was it put together? So all this are artificial states. They're artificial states. That's what I'm saying. That I am who I am. I'm Yoruba. This is my indigenous. That's what I can tie it to.
Right.
I'm
And
from
who
that
are they
land.
trying?
Yeah.
Who are they trying to say your country is? Did they try to give it a fake name?
Yeah, construct artificial states.
Right.
Artificial state
What's the fake name they tried to give your country?
British West African Company, like the Virginian Company.
Yeah.
And the name started to mutate around to the British Royal Niger Company. And you see what I mean? It's like getting muddy. It looks like the America, like British America. You get it? It was a company. Then they started to mutate around, became United States of America. It's the same thing all over throughout the continent. It's a construct name. They're just business names. So most states that you see, what's so-called Africa, they're actually business. They're enterprises. They're not really nationalities. They're constructs.
Wow.
That's what it is. So it's a foreign narrative.
Correct. I can't believe it. And we have over here a lot of college professors that look like me, okay, that are promoting this construct, and they're not even aware what they're doing. And you know what they're doing now is sitting down at night, Warris, and saying, "Holy crap, I'm misguiding my people," and now they're too embarrassed to correct the issue.
Right.
They believed the story that their ancestors were kidnapped from Africa, brought here on a slave ship, millions and millions of them. All the Africans that they're saying that they got, all the people they're saying they got out of Africa, that continent should be empty. I'm serious. It's ridiculous. They're making up all these numbers, and none of their numbers are adding up to Benjamin Franklin's notes, who is an official, and his writings are primary source. And it's crazy. I mean, have you ever seen? Do you know Jabari? This is this guy. All right, his family is from Barbados, and most of the people that are in Barbados were brought there from here during the enslavement of the Indians. They took them and threw them in Barbados, which is an island in North America, off of North America. And some of them, came from the other parts of the Americas. They brought them in from Cuba and put them on different islands. And they switched them all around. And this idiot is going around teaching people that they literally came here on a slave trade. I'm looking at the men in Africa and how, in the landmass where you are, I hate to keep saying Africa, but because I know you don't want to hear that either. Like, we don't like to hear it, but for the sake of the conversation, I'm looking at the way that men in Africa fight. There's no way in the hell a few white guys are going to come over there and snatch people up unwillingly and leave out alive.
They couldn't even do it here.
Exactly. So I'm like, they even here in the state that I'm in, they had to have two governors in the state I'm in, Connecticut, back in the 1700s. They needed a brown governor and a white governor, because the white governor said you need to control the brown people, meaning the Indians. They needed a Indian to control an Indian because the white people couldn't control them. So they had two governors in one state in the 1700s, and that shit is hilarious. And then you know, they enslaved the Indians that were here already. They did the same thing in the north that they did in the south. They enslaved them and took over their lands based on the doctrine of discovery.
Doctrine of discovery.
And for the life of me, Christianity wasn't something that was dominant in the land that you're in.
No. It was the indigenous belief. They had their own beliefs and culture. Before Christianity came in, before Islam came in.
Before it was what?
Before Islam and Christianity came in, the indigenous people always had their own belief system. They call it Ishe. It was an older traditional belief. That means it's cultural. It's what's actually named within the people's culture is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it's the same thing. It's the same construct throughout wherever you go to, because whoever dictates it in their own language controls the narrative.
There you go. Absolutely.
See, because me and you communicating right now in a foreign language.
Right.
It was a trade language. But what was it then? What language? I can relate to that language. Yeah.
Facts.
Right. That's why you find most towns and cities in America were named after princess and princess. And you find the same thing all over so-called, I think for the face value, Africa. You start to dive in. You start to see how muddy it is. Because there were different nationalities, different tribes.
Right. Same thing here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, right.
But the funny thing about it, and I pulled the article up, it literally states that wait a minute, I actually think I got it. All of us that look like us, when the colonizers came, they had to take 2 or 3 of us around to communicate with the other Indians because we spoke nothing but Indian languages and we knew all the languages. And matter of fact, I'll pull it up. High Real, Recognize Real, and Smoke.
You can't kill the language because some of the elements of the language still there, no matter how you try to penetrate it. That's why you hear towns in Americas, you hear it in the indigenous names.
Right.
So the foreigners cannot pronounce it. But you can tell that there's a foreign connotation on that indigenous name itself.
Facts. So like right here. Hey, hey, Smoke. Give me 1 second, Smoke, honey.
Hey, I got a question for the Yoruba brother, but go ahead.
Oh, you want me to wait, Smoke, and let you ask the question?
No, go do your presentation. I don't think he's gonna go nowhere too soon.
Okay, so right here, right, and this is a newspaper article, and it's a primary source. It literally says the citizens of the 5 tribes which watch with a jealous eye in each movement of the United States or its agents. A serious difficulty was met in the answer to, are you an Indian? Under the laws of the 5 tribes, a person white in color and features is frequently an Indian by remote degree of blood, meaning our ancestor way back was a Negro or something, or by adoption. You Indian, I'm gonna adopt you. Okay, that's the only way white people are supposed to be Indian. There are many whites claiming to be Indians. Now, see, they claim it, whose claims have not yet been acted on by the nations. Now, here's what it say about people that look like me. Negroes are frequently met who speak nothing but Indian languages and are Indians by tribal law and custom. And there are others who call themselves Indians who are not yet been so acknowledged by the tribes. The difficulties surrounding the taking of the census were augmented by the fact that in enrolling the Indians, it frequently occurred that it was necessary to equip 2 and sometimes 3 interpreters to accompany the enumerators to converse with the Indians. So what it's saying is they had to have me because the government takeover, of course. And when they were doing the census, they had to get somebody like me to go around in that same community to interpret for the damn colonizer. Because we didn't speak nothing but Indian language. We spoke nothing else but Indian languages. So who's the Indian? If I spoke nothing but Indian languages, What am I?
Indian.
Oh, thank you.
You're the Indian.
And that's a primary source. And these are the things we're trying to get our people to understand, because they've been indoctrinated by the United States education system, where oftentimes foreigner is a teacher.
You see, I can't put no blame. I can't put no blame. It's even happening in what you call the soul continent, where the people are and they still speak this. They still attach to their language and still indoctrinate them. They don't even have no clue who they are. Because they've been stamped with an artificial state. Mm-hmm. And how many years of history we're talking about? Almost about 70, 80 years of history.
And you know what? If you really think about it, Warris, that's not a long time.
And that's not a long time either, too. And they're on the land and they're still claiming the foreigners, well, whatever the foreigners call them, is what they actually assume to themselves.
Right.
Right. You see, that's why I call it linguistic apartheid.
Right.
The linguistic apartheid is not accidental.
Correct.
It's a construct. It's also a weapon of war, too. So language is a weapon of warfare.
Correct.
It's not only guns and bullets and everything, but the language. Mm-hmm. You know, take some key in mind, indoctrinate them so they can go ahead and be a watch over to the indirect colonization.
Correct.
That's what it is. It's the same thing. The same concept you're talking about is the same thing happening throughout the continents.
Yes, the world.
If they don't know any better, if they come around here, what are they going to be calling the Indians over down here? They're going to say Akata. That's a misnomer.
Akata. Where did I get that from?
That's foreign fox. You know, because the foreigners, when they come around here, they also have a connotation of the Indian. They have a stereotype of the Indian because of the issue that has been taught on to them to say, look, they don't give the Indians the credit. So when they come in, they're going to give, you know, it's like a double face. So when you find people from the so-called that continent, when they come around, they want to identified with the Indians. They probably be identify them as, okay, they probably came from our land, but some will not, you know, they just take them for the face value of whoever's actually controlling the narratives.
The narratives, right.
Yes.
You're right.
Right.
That's the same case here.
Because I'm a student of history as well too, but you know, I know that side of history, yes. And I know what I've been taught, you know, when it comes to the Africanism, the Pan-Africanism, the African American.
Yeah.
You know, I saw those stages like, no, it's a misnomer. No, that history doesn't. I mean, I took it for its face value, but later on, as I go into the side, I said, no, nobody came on board. No.
Facts.
No.
Facts.
The Indians have always been where they were. You are the native indigenous, and I try to
empower.
No, you didn't come from that continent. No, don't get that narrative. You better go deep. No, because when you get out there, they're gonna tell you, oh, the Americans. When you go out there from that continent, they're gonna say, oh, from the America, where you want to be among them by blood and everything. Even though we get that narrative that all civilization started from there. But now the people have all been where they were.
That's right. We started from here.
Right.
It's like whatever. But what they really hate, this is the guy they hate in our community, society, because they know that these are the Aboriginals.
Exactly.
But they're being taught, no, you are. You came here from Africa on a slave ship.
No, that's a misnomer.
This is what they want to tell my sons, and they hate that. These are the ones they can't convert to their doctrine of discovery. They're not going for it. So
it's a bitter truth. It's a bitter truth because it's even happening on the continent itself. Because the people on the continent itself don't even recognize themselves. They don't even know who they are.
Right.
They come on board. They come on board to citizenship status, become American citizen status, and they claim themselves to be African American or black. Stamped on. So who are you? What's your heritage? What's your nationality from that country that you came up before you came into that corporation? So you came from one corporation to another corporation.
Facts.
So whatever you put on the certificate and everything is a corporation name. So it was the same thing like British Nigeria. You see, it was British Nigeria before it became Nigeria. So it was a construct. So that name changed over time.
Correct.
There's no such thing called Nigeria language. It was Negro. Nigeria. It was Niger in Ria because we put the IA suffix beside every state name that you hear. That you hear the word Syria, Ethiopia. The word IA itself, it means station, a place, disease.
Wow.
So you hear Ethiopia, Virginia. How does that sound like to you? Get it? Indonesia.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear that correlation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had the word Ethiop, it doesn't mean anything but bone face.
Wow. Wow. That's a bomb drop. I got to get my machine fixed so I can drop some bombs.
And the word nigger, Nigeri, nigger, that's niggers.
Wow.
Can you speak a
And
nigger?
that's a
Can you speak a
construct word.
nigger language? That's a construct. Can you speak a nigger language? There's no such thing called a Nigerian language. It doesn't apply to
Wow.
Nigeria alone. It applies to every state construct.
Wow.
Right. And if we was Africans, why did they have to misclassify us? Why
Hey,
would
we got 9 racial classifications. We're the only ones on the planet with 9 racial classifications.
something don't
When
add?
they got here, we was Aboriginals, Indians.
It doesn't add up. No, you know, it goes along with the Pekka with the Pekka Watson, and he goes with Escovitch. You know, he's a part of Pan-African studies or Pan-American studies in San Francisco.
Ain't that a white guy?
Jewish.
Yeah, Joey, I thought that. Wow.
And it came with that Kodak color, polarized Kodak color.
Yeah. I remember Chief Holiday speaking about him. That's where I learned about that white guy.
Yeah. And
the father
it
of
came out.
Pan-Africanism.
Right. It came out with a documentary called The Heart of Darkness. Escovitch.
Yeah.
The father of Pan-African studies, the father of Black studies.
Yeah, and Jabari hates that with a pat. We got a real person from that landmass coming in here telling the truth. And I'm so glad you came up here, Warris. You can always come on my panel. For real. Because we needed somebody literally from that landmass over there to come and tell the truth. And I really appreciate that. I do. Thank you. Smoke, what's up, buddy? Hang on there, Warris. I really appreciate it. Hey, Smoke, your mic muted, Smoke.
Salute. Hey man, shout out to the channel, to the panel, and to the chat. Now to the motherfucking people, man. Hey, look, it ain't every day that I really get to exchange with an actual African. Yeah, I know you got your specific group or whatever, your specific ethnicity, but over here we just say African because you know it's hard for us to distinguish you niggas over there, right? But look, pick this, bro, because this is what's been plaguing me about some African culture. How do y'all keep track of your heritage, your lineage? How y'all do that?
You know, that's a deeper food for thought, though. You know, again, it goes back to the language. You see, I'm Yoruba actually. See, but even now, you know, I'm Yoruba. You know, born in the diaspora, but I'm tied to the language. The language is what it is. You know, yeah. There's no such thing called African. There's no such thing called African culture. No.
Right.
Wow.
It's tribal nationality. Tribal.
You say
people, we know one another. We know that you're from that nationality. You're from that tribe. Those are the way the Indians are over down here. You know, it's a Washington. You know, it's Yamasee. You know, it's Creek. You know, it's Creole.
I'm saying is the information that you conveying right now, is this secondhand information? Was you actually reared in the place that you can't claim to be from? Because you just said the diaspora.
I'm sorry.
You just said the diaspora. That gives me the impression that you're not actually on the continent. You was born outside the continent.
Oh yeah. I was born outside the continent. Yeah.
Where
so-called continent.
Okay, where outside of the continent were you actually born?
In an artificial state. Just like one artificial state.
What do they call that? What do they call that artificial state?
The U.S. corporation.
Oh, so you was born in so I can't really say you're a real African then, brother. You might be, you could be one of them niggas that's going around here acting like a real African, like these other niggas.
No, not really. No. You see, my ancestors are full-blooded Yoruba. Just like people travel around. You see, that's what we're talking about. What's it called? The discovery. That people true travel, true trade. You know, so they were just like generation that came down to the Americas. You know what I mean? To Hearn Smith, whatever it was.
What's your migration story? Like, what's your migration story? How many generations are you removed from you?
I probably I would say first generation, because it wasn't that long of colonialism and so-called the Nigerian corporation, because the name changed over time. So when my parents were out there, it wasn't called Nigeria; it was called British Nigeria. It was a country.
No, hold on. No, what I'm trying to figure out is how many generations are you removed from Yoruba land? Like,
I'm not removed though, because I speak the language. I'm attached. I witnessed it.
Okay,
I knew who they were. I know my generation was.
How did you learn to speak the language?
Oh yeah, it's actually in there, because the language that your mother swear in English, your mother dream up in the womb is what you dream up as well too. So it's inheritance. I didn't learn it. I picked it up natural. It's just natural. So naturally, the way child picks up the language. Yeah.
Okay, just let me pinpoint something. So your mother wasn't born in the diaspora. That's what you're saying?
No, neither.
Okay, big dig there. Okay, so you is a real African then. I was just trying to get some
no African, Yoruba.
Yeah, you
don't like
no comment that. So Miss Norma, I don't take that for the face value.
Yeah, he don't like it like we don't.
I feel him. But look, okay, Yoruba, right? But everybody in Africa is everybody in Africa Yoruba? Is everybody in Africa Yoruba?
No, not at all. No. That's like the way the way the Indians are over down here.
Well, let me ask you something specific about your culture. How do y'all trace y'all lineage? Do y'all use DNA testing?
Oh no, we don't use no DNA testing. That's some paper that came around.
These are some questions that just been plaguing me, because the fake Africans over here, they swear by DNA testing. They think that's the only way. They think that's the only way they can track their lineage, right? I'm glad to hear this from an actual African who says that he actual African. I mean, Yoruba is confirming that they do not utilize DNA method to track their lineage in Yoruba land. Hey, let me ask you another question. Are there any other ethnicities in Yoruba land and other parts of the corporate construct, the continent, that utilize DNA to confirm their lineage?
No, I know. Only here in America, they try to get that DNA from somewhere. They try to trace it back down to.
Now let me ask you a question. Do you think DNA as a method of tracking your lineage is more effective than the method that the Yoruba use?
That's a very the whole DNA. We go by bloodline. Everybody know their tribe and they know their nation. They know their chiefs.
There you go.
So in other words,
it asks you a few questions about the towns and the town and everything, and you screw up on that. From there, because they tell you more, and they tell you how many generations back you are.
So in other words,
they don't have no birth certificate and some bond paper and everything running around. No.
So in other words, you would say, or you would affirm that the DNA ancestry method is less effective than the method that you are culturally known to understand.
Yes, less effective. Yeah, that whole DNA.
Some real shit. You saying some real shit. You might got this nigga in you for real. You might have to get you a DNA test because you saying some real shit, bro. Hey, let me ask you another question, though. Is Yoruba connected in antiquity, if you know, to anything of the Egyptian?
No, not at all. No,
at all. No, by no means. By no means, you would say.
By no means, no.
Yeah, so we got a lot of goofy niggas over here too. Swear that if you attach to anything from the continent, that also includes that you may perhaps be, in relation to the Egyptians and shit. I'm glad you confirmed that, bro. I got more questions, but
we have a lot of goofy among our own self as well too, who don't know themselves, thinking that they're from Saudi and they're from Egypt and all this story. No, we have nothing to do with that stuff. No, thinking they're from Mecca and all these places. No, we are who we are. We all be on the land.
Hey, boy, I appreciate that confirmation, bro.
I appreciate you too as well too. Yes.
I
Now
really
go ahead, Smoke. You can go ahead. You got it.
No, that's all I really wanted to know was how did they feel about testing in Africa? Because the fake ass Africans over here swear that's the only way you can find out who the hell you is. But according to a nigga from Africa,
that's the whole area Lewis Gate. That's the whole Lewis Gate Jr. promotes all this genealogy stuff, thinking that you're from some places and in Timbuktu and all this area. No, not at all. No. We were who we were before Islam came in, before Christianity came in. And before the years of discovery, we all have our own civilization.
Right.
You see, just because they have their own writing system, they use that to dictate the era, the 411, the 711, the Renaissance, the 911 era. That's their whole narrative because they have a writing system. Though we don't have no writing system, but our writing system is based on symbols, memory.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, we didn't have a writing system until late, I would say 1800s. Because when we came in across the English, so we brought their letters,
right?
And we have an intellect, and that's how we develop our own letter writing system. But technically, we don't have no writing system,
right?
So whatever we speak in the Yoruba language, we brought from the English alphabet, some, but we've always have our own oracle as well too. You shouldn't let that go as well too. We have our Ifa, the oracle, the consultation. That was our whole technology what we used in those days, and up to present.
Hey, well, look, some else coming.
That's why you find a lot of Yorubas in Brazil. Besides Portuguese, yeah.
Hey, something else come to mind though, because I got a few questions that the fake Africans are always trying to press the real Americans with, right?
So Africans and Africans neither. Africans and Africans neither.
Well, that's why I call them fake Africans, because they don't even understand that Africans don't even utilize the term African. We've been trying to tell these fake ass niggas that, but they swear. You know what I'm saying? These niggas been Europeanized, but it's good. It's good to chop it up with an actual Yoruba. But look, let me ask you this. Are you familiar with a Yoruba origin story? No wrong answers here. No wrong answers.
Okay, yeah. You see, I didn't live long on the land, to tell from generation to generation. But some of them we have some folklores, and some folklores, and we have some popular folklores, and as well there's some kind of myth.
Yeah, elaborate on any of that. Because I think we got a twisted version of this shit over here. We got the European version. So I want to see if your version matches the European version.
And what's really European as well too. That's also in question, Matt. What's really European as well too? Is like
I'm talking about people who descend from that geographical location that is currently called Europe. I don't know what it was called in antiquity.
Yeah. In antiquity, in the Yoruba name, it's called Karo Jire. The land that you wake up well. If you Google the map, just Google Yoruba land. I put the land on it, but land is far.
My bad. Let me mute up. No, you're not gonna eat all my strawberries up, little girl. I eat fruit now. I don't eat that.
No, it's okay. You all right, Smoke. So let me, Warris, do you know how to type in the private chat in the back where it says private chat?
Okay. Yes, I've seen it. Yeah.
Can you put your email address back there? I'll put mine back there.
Okay.
Because I know I could be able to email you sometimes when these little pen boo-boos come around. I mean, you just dropped some explosive bombs on them.
Yeah, I do got to chop it up with you about your perspective on the diaspora, though. I got to chop it up with you about that, because that gives me the inclination that you somehow are having affinity for the out of Africa hypothesis, or Europe, or whatever you want to call it. The continent. Let me just say the continent. Do you have an affinity for the out of the continent hypothesis?
No. I don't have as a continent. No, because no affinity. No, because that's also a construct. Because you go to all this Marcus Garvey, that Pan-Africanism, all the things, all this is a construct. No, it's a construct. Because what's going on right now, the Yoruba right now, is an awakening going on. I know probably you're aware of it. It's an awakening, and that awakening was a bomb that was dropped on us. That we know we weren't conscious about. That we've actually given out because of the battle of civilization and language, and my people are missing out. We're talking about how many years of history, when was that state called, Nigeria, Niger, constructed? We can debate about the name, how the name came by, but all we know is it's just an enterprise. It's not a nation, it's an artificial state. That is happening. It's an artificial state.
Okay, earlier you alluded to, or you acknowledged that y'all didn't have a script that you utilize to express your languages in. How recently did y'all develop a script? And if you know anything about it, where was it developed? And where can you say it came from? The script that y'all utilize now to express your language in a written form.
Right, we have our signs and symbols like Habib, D, A, I, G, G, Fit, or Girl, Goo. We have that.
Oh, slow down. You too fast, bro. You're moving a wee bit too fast. So the script that y'all utilize now, that y'all make it up yourself, or did you borrow it from other scripts?
No, we didn't borrow it from our script. We've always have a science and language, but the writing system that we didn't really have. We have symbols, as I said. There's the symbols,
like hieroglyphs and stuff like
the
that.
symbols. Okay, I'm not a Yoruba expert, but the symbols. If you go to the Yoruba expert, they can dive more into that language and express.
I just need a brief synopsis. But look, I'm saying the script that's utilized in Yoruba land now, is it originally Yoruba script? Did it develop from the signs and symbols, or is it a borrowed script?
No, signs and symbols.
So y'all don't utilize a script for the language. Y'all still utilize signs and symbols.
No, now in modern days now we have scripts.
Okay, where did that script come from? Where did the modern script come from?
That's very deep, that side of the language, that's very deep. I'm not really linguistic, to that, that language. I don't give no information.
Yeah, I feel you, because I can't really confirm where the script we utilize come from, but yeah, I like to think that we made up our own shit, but it is what it is, either or. But yeah, anyway, since you don't have any information concerning the script, then what is the main religion in Yoruba land?
Okay, that good question. The main religion is actually indigenous. Actually, the indigenous beliefs. They before Christianity came, before the years of discovery, the years of doctrine of discovery came in. It's actually an indigenous belief. Osha, Ibile,
natural beliefs.
Right, natural beliefs. Yes, way before Christianity and Islam came into being, it's also been the traditional belief.
Okay.
And all this foreign religion came in as well too. It didn't just come by. It also came with foreign language as well too.
Okay.
Yes.
And how did y'all?
They also came with foreign language, but we put our own version to it. They try to penetrate the traditional belief, but you see some of the elements of the beliefs. Of our belief in Christianity and in Islam, that you can't take away. You can't take that traditional belief away. No, you can't.
And how did y'all? Damn, I had a question. It slipped my mind. Maybe it'll come back. But go ahead. You got the flow.
Well,
I was gonna ask you. Was y'all compelled as a demographic to accept other religious practices like Islam or Christianity?
You see, honestly, when it comes to Islam, I'm still researching as well too. Islam in the Yoruba land, how it came, because it become more like demographics and the geography, because it probably, some sub-Sahara into the whole sub-Sahara Africa into Mali, you get it, so to trade, so religion, incursion, came to society, trade, people trade among themselves. And people accepted it. It could come it could be towards that direction, or it could be in conversion, war, apostasy. that's another thing. So in some ways, religion came in some different, came to trade, or in some ways, for people to accept it.
Have you ever visited? Have you ever visited your ancestral homeland?
Yes.
Do they speak? Do they speak of being affected by a transatlantic slave trade?
This whole transatlantic slave trade. I met two generations of my grandparents, and I didn't see no chains on handcuff or anything. But all I see was some when you go to Benin, that's what I'm saying. When you go to Benin, that Port Novo, Cordu, so-called Benin, and that's also a construct as well too. That you have all these chains, narratives, some made up chains, that's the only thing you see when you go to Benin. Some made up chains, mirror, the ancestors, being sold for whiskeys and mirrors, and they accepted it, and they took some hostage among themselves because among the Yorubas, Yorubas have some subgroups, because just because I say Yoruba, that's Yoruba as a whole. But when you start to dive in, you start to find the sub-ethnics, sub-tribals within the Yoruba, different dialects. Don't forget that as well too. So there's no sort of thing called the classical Yoruba. There's dialects. There's dialects and there's factions. And there's also sub-kings. They didn't just have one kings. They have many kings. They have many tribes.
Just for confirmation, because you drifted a little bit, just for confirmation, in Yoruba land, there's no significant effect that you can equate to a transatlantic slave trade. Is that correct or incorrect?
That's correct. No.
Okay, that's all right.
I can't prove no doubt. But but into the Americas, that's what I'm saying. Some trade do happen. Yoruba do travel to the Americas, right? But was it to slave trade? Was it that they were being kidnapped? They were being came to traffic, or they came willfully, or some kind of trade? Because you have a lot of Yoruba presence in Brazil. And there's a lot of Yoruba presence in Brazil today. If you go to Bahia, Brazil, there's a lot of Yorubas out there.
But they probably came like in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Not right. 16,
yeah, but see that
slave ship, right?
That can also be vice versa, because I mean you can say there's a lot of Yoruba influence in Brazil, right? But that could be vice versa. That could be due to trade arrangements, you know what I'm saying, traveling back and forth. It doesn't really substantiate a claim. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, but yeah, but that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna let somebody else question you, bro, till I can think of something else. My inquiry is now satisfied. I relinquish the flow.
Yeah, you're talking to the real one.
I'm satisfied as well too. Yes, nobody came on board. No, that's a narrative. No. No. Is that what you're trying to ask me? I don't know my heritage. No.
You gotta show your face, Shay. I don't know who you are. I don't want to get porn bombed. Hi, Ricky. How are you? Welcome to the panel.
Yes. Can't complain. Hope everybody doing all right. I got some good information to to share. And hopefully somebody can help me with some information as well. If anybody's on this panel or on us watching that is good at acquiring land, I have some land that in the South that I'm working on trying to get back and trying to get the documents. We got few documents, but
Ricky.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, honey, but this segment is not about that today.
Okay. What you talking? What's the segment today?
The Doctrine of Discovery, the Clotilda Lioness slave ship, the movie The Woman King, and slave numbers are not adding up. Shay, let me see your face. I just see a sparkling light.
Well, I got some information on that as well.
I won't put you on the I won't put you on the panel until. Okay, all right, you can close it now.
So the information I got, I did. I was just recently.
Hey, Rick, off now, Shay.
Let me point you in the right direction real quick. When you're talking about trying to acquire some land, if there's more you're trying to acquire, just holler at our Money Bay, bro. He might be able to assist you with that. Our Money Bay, he got a YouTube channel. He go live frequently. You can just get in the chat and let him know that you're trying to bust a move like that. He'll get at you.
All right. I was saying that just to lead into some information. So I recently was just in the South, and a lot of my family come from the South. And I sat down with my grandfather, who's around like 80 to 90 years old, and he told me up front, because the land was passed down through him. So he was telling me that a lot of ways that we look at slavery, or a lot of people look at slavery, is not true. The whips, the chains, he said it never happened. He worked in the cotton fields and they worked in the tobacco fields, but he said it wasn't slavery. He also told me, and I recorded a lot of his information on camera. He passed down a lot of information saying that by technically we're not Indians. He said the Indians that the Americans classify as Indians are the ones that they show on TV. He said technically our people is even older than what you would even call Aboriginal. They don't have a word for how old our people are.
Mikey, show your face.
But he was saying that a lot of the ways that they got here, a lot of this stuff been going on for a long time. He was giving me some examples of how Mexicans and then the Indians that you see today are actually the same people. And they was mixing with the Chinese that came over here and the Chinese that went to the West. And some of our people start to mix with the Chinese and the Arabs, and that's how we got who you will see as the Mexicans today, or who are in South America. He said this been going on for a long time, longer than 400 years, which they claim. And this, like, we still have documents. We have all our family documents about what was going on. There wasn't no slave ships. There was no slave ships. We have records that there has not been any slave ships. We have papers that our people have been here on the land.
But hold up, Ricky, before you hit it with Mexico. Those was Negro people that look like me in Mexico.
Yes.
Originally.
That's what I'm saying. We were here first, and then other people started to come over, and
we were already here. We just from here. It's not like we came here. We never came here.
Well, I mean, recently within the past, I got some other documents that I wouldn't share on a live panel. I would have no problem sharing it with anybody.
I'm telling you that we're from this soil. It's not a point of us getting here first. We were already here.
I get what you're saying. I'm saying that we were already everywhere.
So I want to leave it like that, because I'm tired of people, trying to take us off this landmass.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Hopefully one day I'll be able to show so everybody can understand. I just don't want to put the information up here and to be misused in any type of way by anybody watching, anything like that. Because there's some information I've really been researching for some years now, and dive deeply into it. And I have documents, I have everything to show for it. But the people over there, yes, they were us too. There were people that we don't really know where they come from. Because even the Chinese, the ones in Asia, those aren't the real people. The real people that's from over there still look like us. So we have those documents too. So this is what I mean by we were everywhere.
Brother Sanders showed that, and that's true.
But it was somebody came. All we know is somebody came from somewhere mixed in. The Europeans, who we call the Europeans, the so-called Europeans, they came over to the West. As far even with some of the Chinese.
Warriors. The original Europeans look like warriors.
Yeah, like real cavemen.
No. The original Black Europeans, okay, I'm just saying that for skin complexion, look like warriors. The pilgrims that came over here look like warriors.
Right.
They're called Black Europeans. They look like warriors.
So as far as with the white Europeans that came over, a lot of them started mixing, and a lot of them started fighting for land.
Yeah.
So when we get into the conversation of who belongs where,
they came based on the doctrine of discovery.
Right.
Is there a description by which can describe the methodology that was utilized for this mixing? Because I get a story when it comes to this mixing, bro. Like, cause what we've been fed is that these Slavic Europeans started intermixing with our women, and I don't see that being practiced in our reality today. It's hard to get a sister to drift outside the racial classification, bro. So I don't see. Yeah, I don't even see how
a lot of those things happen due to like wars and stuff that was going on, alliances that was being made during certain times. Like we see today, there are people that if somebody's losing a fight, they'll click up with whoever to win the fight. So there was still a lot of that going on. But there's definitely was some mixing going on with different species of people, because we're not the only species of people on this planet as we see. But there was mixing with different species of people and migration with those species of people. As far as us being the only, yes, we are the first and the original and the only, but we are an older people than what they tell us and what they put out there. They would say our history only goes back so many years, but we are the same. We already documented that the people from here built the pyramids in so-called Egypt, right? The Sphinx is 5 million years older than the pyramids. So they would tell you that you come from somewhere, but they don't really know how old or how long we've been here. So now as far as over here, the information that we got is the people that they call Indians are the people that we show on TV, the Indians, you know, what they show on Disney Channel and all of that. At a
the Native Americans. You speaking of the Native Americans.
A certain point in time, our people was at war with them in the South. It didn't just start off with just the white Europeans that we see. Again,
I disagree with that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Where is your proof of that? We were not at war with those people. Those people are new and came here and stole our identity, and they admit that today. So I'm not having that. The only people we were at war with is ourselves and Europeans encroaching on our lands. And I'm talking about white Europeans. Okay, that Civil War was a nigger war. And that was a fact, because we were the landowners in all of the South. We had our own government. That's a fact. We had our own government, all right, in the South. and we were warring with our own people, and we were warring with white Europeans, KKK and all that. So I'm not buying that shit that we was warring with Asian looking people, because that's bullshit. The Asian people don't even walk by us now without being scared as fuck. But now they know we like their rice and pork fried rice and chicken wings. We cool. But before that, we was not warring with Asians. Even when they had the war with Nam, they was telling us Negro Indians, this is not your war. We're not after you. You should leave. It wasn't us. So that's a lie. And Asians never really wanted to war with us. If anything, they felt sorry for us when they came over here, because they know that we are the original people of this land. So that is a fact that I know about what Asians keep in their heart when it comes to our people here in North America. They feel bad.
I would love to do a live and show you, because I do have.
Okay, well then you're gonna have to do it on your channel, because not this one. I'm not even going there. Hey, Warris, let me ask you, when Rodney, I'm not trying to be funny, Ricky, but I'm keeping it very real for what I know. And Shay, I'm not letting you on the panel, man, because I'm not letting nobody tear up this great segment that we're having. I'm just not letting that happen today, honey. I'm sorry. Warris, are the people who have close to European features where you are they treated better than someone like yourself? Or are they treated equal? See, here, people that have more European white features are treated better than someone who's naturally from here that looks like me. It's discrimination. Do you have that there where you are, Warris?
No. I mean, not by pigmentation, maybe by status. If you feel that you're better than someone, that's more like status. That's like more like wealth. So we don't have no like racism. Like racism is actually other class of job that some people are doing, or either the clan that you come from as wealth. That's what they take, the differences. But like as far as pigmentation, no, not at all,
Oh, okay. See, we have the
no,
pigmentation thing
no,
here. In this
no.
country, it's the pigmentation thing. How about when like when you fill out applications, right, for a job, do you have to put your race?
We don't have no, we don't have any of that.
You don't
That's
even have
centric.
you never had where you needed to fill out job applications to get a job?
On the Yoruba land,
Yes.
on the Yoruba land, no. No,
No.
everybody know what you do. What you do is going to be is what you're attached to. From the title of the job that you do is what's actually attached to you.
Wow. And what would that be in your case, in your family case?
If I say Babalagbede, that means he's the goldsmith. Babalasho, the one that sells.
So
You know,
you find gold, or what do you do for a career, like
your
working?
job title is attached to you. Whatever you do is attached to you. It's what you're gonna be called by. It's attached to you. It's attached to you. It's
Wow.
what you do on the side is it's attached to you.
And what
Or,
is it
your
again?
progeny, your progeny generation after you is attached to you.
So what is it that you do to make money? How do you make fiat money for yourself to take care of your family? How do you do that over there?
Well, yeah, good question. Yeah, back into the 1890s, right? 1900s, before we've been introduced to the banking and the currency system.
Mm-hmm.
They've always been trading among themselves. In baba, fadaka, wura, which means gold, silver. That's what they used to be. They used to trade in. But when the English came in, in the late 1800s, things started to change around. The currency started to mutate, change around. But they always been trading among themselves. So
Wow.
it was actually good for goods, service for service, good for service. That's how they traded.
And that's how they
But
did it here.
that's how it's
Prior
always
to
been.
colonization, we traded with each other
Exactly.
because
Yes.
different parts of America, we didn't always grow the same things. Like
Right.
we have North, Central, and South America. And then we have internally the mainland where the North traded things with the South, foods or whatever grew. A lot of things that grow
Whiskeys,
in the South. Yeah.
right, gins,
Well,
cotton.
that came in when the Europeans came. They came and sold a lot of liquor to the Indians. They even had to literally pass a law. They passed a law not to sell liquor to Indians at night because the Europeans would bring it down to the port, and the Indians were getting drunk and wasn't doing their jobs, and they would get drunk and give up their land and not even be in conscious mind off of their whiskey and stuff. So that's interesting to know. That's good to know.
Yeah, so
Anybody
they've
else?
always been
Mikey,
trading. Yeah,
you've been
they've
sitting for
always
a
been
while.
trading, and they signed treaties. They were treaties that they signed as well too. The treaties of friendship that some kings signed with the British.
Wow.
Can you hear me? But it was treaty of friendship.
Interesting. Oh,
So they had treaties, but they couldn't read. They couldn't read and write. They couldn't dictate what's actually in the
I
treaty.
mean,
No,
the
they
same
didn't
thing
dictate
here.
it.
We
No,
didn't do their
no.
language either. We didn't do their language either. I remember Chief Holiday was telling me that when they brought the Bible here, it was written in German. It wasn't even in English. It wasn't in our language. That's crazy.
The same thing. The same to the Yoruba as well too. They found a way to translate into the Yoruba language.
Wow. So that's interesting to know. This whole slave, we already figured that out here.
So it's a whole construct. Yeah, it's a construct.
Yeah, that the slave story was bull crap, piece of crap, a lie. Matter of fact, they brought a lot of white Slavs here to be slaves on ships. That's a fact. They came to work in the European colonies. Did they do the same thing there where you are? Did white?
Oh yes,
they did. They brought them there to work in the British colonies and where you are.
Yeah, as administrators, just like the way they did with the colonies in America. They brought them as administrators.
Wow. And it was thousands of them, right?
I mean, thousands of the Anglos that came.
Yes.
There were few in numbers. You know, I
But
wasn't the
did
high
some of them?
witness. You know, right?
I mean, I know, but I mean, did some of them like work and cultivate the land as like
Oh,
indentured servants?
did they walk and cultivate the land? They must have done something. I mean, they did something. They did some work though. They did some hard work. You know, I mean, they can
Okay.
just show the people to do something. You know, I mean, they worked. They worked. They were
Wow.
administrators. They worked. Yeah, they
Yeah,
worked.
same shit that they did here. So yeah,
They
they
worked.
pretty much
It's
did
the
it
same stuff.
everywhere.
Yes, and they put brand name. They put a brand name in every nations among the indigenous people. The brand named it, and
Yeah, they
that's
did
what
that
becomes very
here
muddy.
because they didn't like our names because they couldn't pronounce them. So they gave us English Bible names because they couldn't pronounce our names.
No, they couldn't pronounce the name. Yes, just like my ancestors as well too. They couldn't pronounce their names, so they called it Bensons, Macaulay. You get it? It's a foreign
So
name,
they did the same shit to y'all over there. Oh
right?
my God.
They couldn't pronounce the
Wow.
indigenous names, so they gave them names in
Damn.
trade. They couldn't pronounce their names.
Wow.
No, they couldn't pronounce their names. So they have foreign names, Johnsons. So
So
some names came in. Some names came in because they couldn't pronounce it, and some names came in through the exposure to
who run your
Christianity,
country?
the
Who run
exposure to
your country?
Islam.
Do the
Go
Yoruba
ahead.
run the whole country? Do the Yoruba run the whole country, bro? Do the Yoruba people run the whole country of Africa?
No, not at
Do
all.
the Yoruba?
No, not at
So
all. No. They're
who
only
runs the
limited to their own
whole country
territory.
of Africa? Who runs the whole country of Africa? Who runs that? Who runs
Africa's
Africa?
not Africa's not a country.
See,
I mean,
they
who
have
runs
a
the
whole
continent?
different.
Who runs the continent?
He wants to
Uh,
know who
So they
runs
have,
the continent of where you are. Who runs the
yeah,
continent?
who runs,
in, in today's present, right? In today's present days, who runs the continent?
yeah, what continent over there? Well, I mean, what state over there has the most power in that continent, or what country over there has the most power in that continent?
There's not a continent that has the most power out there. The one that has the most power out there, they've been overrun by the foreign weapons and foreign weapons, and to empower them, unless they make their
So
own weapon
where
by
is
themselves.
that? Is that in Saudi Arabia somewhere? Is that who got the most money? Who got the most money over there?
Who got
What
the most
country?
money out there? The land is the
Yeah,
money,
what?
not the fiat. The land is
Huh?
the money.
So it's not a
You know how
people
much
out there
gold?
that's running.
I mean,
I
yes.
seen the Pope. Okay, who was the Pope? The Pope was kissing somebody's feet the other day, a couple years back.
Oh
Who
yeah. I
was the
mean,
people that who was those people? Was that the Yoruba people?
no, not at all. No. I think I saw that as well too. Yeah.
Who was that? Because I feel like
It's not
whoever
Yoruba. They're not
whoever
Yoruba.
feet whoever feet the Pope is kissing, that's who running the country. That's same way like over here. Whoever following the Pope, the Catholics and all them, doing the same people that colonized us. You get what I'm coming from?
Yeah,
And they
the
bought
doctrine
you
of
the Bible,
discovery. Yeah,
right?
yes. I take it.
Yeah,
Yes, I take it. Yes, the
yeah.
influence of
And
Christianity.
and another
Do
question,
you
bro. Another question too.
hold
I
on? Do
want to
you
know
notice?
where you're. Okay, huh?
Do you know these two Africans on the end, the one on the left and the one on the right?
That's to me.
Yes. Do you know these two guys on the end? They're supposed to be in.
That's the one in the
I
middle
think they're in
right now. I
West
can tell that's
Africa.
Jesse Jackson, right?
Right. I'm talking about the ones on the end. They're both from Africa. Who are those guys? Are they president? They're presidents.
You taking me back in history now. You got me clean though.
No,
You got
it's
me there
West
now.
Africa somewhere. I don't know. They're supposed to be. You know.
Yeah, I
I
have to
just
look at
thought
those
maybe
faces
you
well. Yeah.
might have known them. It's very interesting. This is very interesting. You answer a lot of questions, and I really appreciate it. Um, um, the guys
Yeah,
that you know what?
it's
I'll
just a
actually.
misnomer. You know, I can't prove
All
it.
right.
You know,
I'm
I
gonna
can't prove any
Yeah,
kind of
yeah. I got one more question, bro. Okay, I got one more question. I just want to know: is the Yoruba people in the Bible Old Testament? Do you know if the Yoruba people are in the Bible Old Testament?
No, 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 no Yorubas in the Bible, no Yorubas in the Quran, no Yorubas in the text. No.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
done.
So we us Negroes, they say we are in the Bible. They say we are the marginalized people. We are the tribe of Judah. Same way with tribe with being Indian. And they
Mm,
also say this land over here is the land of
yeah,
Egypt. This land,
yeah, I
America
have
is
to
Egypt.
disagree.
With
I have to
California,
seriously
they
disagree.
say California, that area over there, that's the Red Sea area. You know
No,
what I'm saying? They
no,
stole our knowledge over here and took it over there. And also,
I
I think
disagree.
that people that look like us over there, those people are Esau. The Pope, he's kissing Esau feet. That's the one that hate Jacob. And we the ones over here in America are Jacob because they treat us so bad. And Esau is our twin brother. He's our older twin
Right.
brother,
All
and
right,
he
Mikey,
hates us.
that's enough of that, man.
You
That's
know,
not even what the
that's
topic is
not where
about.
we're from. It
No,
is.
I
I
disagree.
mean, to me, it is, man.
I
But
hold.
that's why I'm coming from.
Uh, I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Okay,
I totally disagree.
my bad,
But
man. No
here's the guy.
disrespect, though.
No,
But
that's all right. These are the Sudan leaders. Pope kisses feet of Sudan leaders. These are Sudan people. Do you know who these are? These are the people whose feet that they kissed.
Esau.
Can you see the guys? I'll play it. See the Sudan leaders. Do you know them? Okay. Do you? He's not. Warris is not from Sudan. You don't know who they are, do you, Warris?
No, I don't. No, no, no. And again, that War Sudan as well too. That's geographical.
So
That's
that's not
geographical.
their. That's not their real name.
Yeah, it's geographical. There's no such thing called Sudani. It's Sudan language. It's geographical and foreign. You see, that's what I'm saying. That all the states within that so-called continent, they're all artificial states.
They were okay. So the names were the
The
new
names were
names were
artificial
given
states. So
by.
that's why, that's why if you go ahead and dive in and have the indigenous people within and say, what is Sudan? They don't know.
Okay, so
They
all those
don't
names
know.
are. So all those are. Is it fair to say that all those names were given by the Europeans when they colonized?
Exactly. The West African Sudan. The West African Sudan. There's
Okay,
another version of West African Sudan. Just like the West African Corporation, the British West African Corporation. Then you had the French Sudan West African Corporation. So
but
just as the way the Anglos were competing for the land, just like the way the French and Francos were competing for the land. Just like the way the Portuguese were competing for the land. And their brand name, they control the narratives and put their brand name or whatever environment they see and romanticize it and give it a name. Just like Brazil, it has no meaning. Just like South Africa, that's geographical. There's no such thing called South African country. That's a corporation.
wow, that's like here. The United States is a corporation.
Exactly.
Wow,
So
wow,
there's
wow,
no such
wow.
thing called Sudan language. What's the Sudan language? It's just geographical. Because you
Interesting.
don't know the people. You from the outside. That's why you just give for the face value. The Sudan. But when you dive in, they're tribes. There's still tribes warring. I mean, tribes and natives, indigenous. Indigenous among themselves. They know different languages.
Interesting. Very interesting. See, it's good to have somebody who's
So that's why
actually from
you
that.
had the British Sudan when the British came in. It's all geographical. When the British came in, then you have the Ottoman, the Turks that came in into that land geography called Sudan, which also encompasses Egypt as well too, and
So
Ethiopia state and in Ethiopia. Yes, Egypt was part of the bigger picture of Sudan.
Egypt was part of Sudan.
It was part of Sudan. That's the whole geography. It's geographical. You see, that's like Nigeria, right? That's a geographical expression.
Wow. So that name that they gave Egypt is new. It's not historical.
No, that's not indigenous to Egyptians. That's foreign.
Wow. What was it again before Sudan? Or what was it?
I mean, you see, that's a good question. The indigenous people have different names for different states and different people. When they say different people, they have different names. All the states have different names. They can be called by different names by the indigenous people.
Wow. You know, you're not the first person from that landmass that came to tell the truth that the slave ship story of them snatching a bunch of Negroes out of Africa is fake. You're not the first one to say that. It's a lot more of people from where you are originally from that's coming to our platforms, you know, giving us the truth. And I really appreciate that. It's much needed because, you know, I don't have anything against Africans. Maybe billions of years down the line, maybe we are related, but all I'm saying is we're aboriginal to this land, you're aboriginal to that land.
To that
You know what
land.
I mean? That's all I'm saying. And you know, I just, you know, the only people that are pushing this or trying to push this down our throat and in our history are people who don't want to accept the fact that they're every time they buy a damn house, they're buying it from stolen land. They're buying stolen land. And that could be pretty embarrassing for somebody, knowing that when they buy a house, they're buying stolen land controlled by a government, because that's what actually happened. Why are the original people paying for their own land and they shouldn't have to? So,
And that's what's going on in Yoruba land as well too, right now. Our president right now.
wow.
Most of this land as well too have been bought. They've been bought out indirectly
Damn.
for fiat.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So we're more on our land, but we're not. We know with the artificial currency that we're dealing with. And most of the Yoruba will not be want to accept it right now because most of them have been because they've been in blood, you know, the in blood breeds. So you
Do
got
they
full
have a
blooded, you got full blooded, you got full blooded, you got half blooded, and you got the ones that they're neither, but they can speak the language, but they were born on
right,
that land.
right? So
Just
they're
like you have, you
claiming
know,
that
migrant come to the indigenous land in America, you know, they born and breed and bred, you
genocide.
know, so they don't know the
Genocide.
difference. So they give themselves a double AA, African American, or the
That's bullshit.
Nigerian,
That wasn't
you know,
that didn't
or the
come into
Ghanaian.
that
Yeah,
didn't come into play in here until 1988. Way later. This is 1988 when African American was introduced. It was introduced in 1988. Literally. I
yeah,
was
the JC Jackson era,
yes, he did that.
the Jacksonian era. Yes.
But we don't subscribe to it. A lot of us don't. But someone in the chat room wanted to know what was Morocco called. Morocco, people from Morocco originally. I mean, what was that called? Someone in it, Celtic Indian said, what was Morocco?
We can go back and forth. You know, again, you know, when we talking about, I mean, we're talking about the current state of Morocco now, or we talking about the bigger mass picture of Morocco.
The bigger mass picture of Morocco.
Okay, from Northeast Africa into where? Into Mali, Sudan, into the Fulani territory. But that's a bigger map.
Yeah,
Are we
it
just
is.
are we just talking about today's state Morocco? That's the state of Morocco. Are we talking
No, I'm
about
talking about the olden days Morocco. What were the people? I mean, from what I read, Spain gave Africans that area. Is that true or is that false? I don't know. I mean, maybe you could enlighten me a little bit.
you know, honestly, the people have always been where they were, but state names do change over time. Whoever is actually dominating it, they put their own state name on it, on the area. But
Okay,
the
I
land is
get it.
always going to be the land. But
So, do you know what
whoever
that land
incursion
was?
or encroach into the land,
Right. Do you know what that land was before it was called Morocco?
I'm on the Yorubas, what the Yoruba called it. I don't know. I won't say what I don't know. I don't know. No.
Okay.
True, you
I
know,
got a
they were
question.
they were influence of Islam and the Arabs, and they came in. True, but what was that landmass called? You know, the Berbers. We had the Barbaries, the Berbers are there.
Is that
You know,
Mansa Musa? You know, King Mansa
Fulanis
Musa.
are there.
You know King Mansa Musa. King Mansa Musa.
Do I know King Mansa? Oh yeah, I've heard of King Mansa Musa in history. Yes,
Yeah,
I've
that's
heard of
over
him.
there, right?
But
That's over there.
yeah, but what indigenous what what's his indigenous what indigenous land did the country came from? I mean, what's his nation and tribe that he
Have
came
you
from?
heard of Lot?
That's
Have
the
you heard of
name.
Lot? Have you
Huh?
heard of Lot and the Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot? Have you heard of Lot and Sodom and
Yeah,
Gomorrah?
I don't. Yeah, I don't want to get into all this biblical
Yeah,
myth.
that's the Bible. They
Yeah,
don't do the
No,
Bible. A
this
lot
is
of them don't do the
genealogy. This is
Bible.
genealogy. This is genealogy, though. The
It's
Genesis.
not,
This is all the
Mikey. It's
Genesis.
not
I
genealogy. All
mean,
that stuff came out of a
who
white
Genesis.
man's
who we were
Bible.
before the Bible.
It's not.
Genesis.
That's not a book that we read here. That book was
Name
not
of my
here when
people
the
is what another book
colonizers
they read.
came.
I'm
That was
thinking about
not.
the tribes in the
It's
Bible.
not. And
The tribes.
Mikey,
Not my tribe.
no,
No.
Mikey. That book was not
We
from
are
here. That
the
book is
children of
brought.
Israel, and we spread out all over the world.
No,
And
yeah.
so
See,
many of us,
we
the thing
have
is,
people in our community that are aboriginals to here who believe that. That
I'm
literally
thinking
that
that
book,
some people
that
left from over
story,
here and went over there
Mikey,
and
the
populated
story,
Africa. And the
Mikey,
Yoruba
the
people
story you're
started
reading.
Africa from here.
No,
That's what
Mikey,
I'm
the
thinking.
story you're reading, brother, is coming out of the Bible. When you start mentioning names like the 12 tribes of Israel, those
Old
are
Testament is
given
real.
names. That's not from this
Old
landmass,
Testament
bro.
is real. The New
It's not.
Testament, no, because America,
Mike,
look, the
Mike,
Mississippi
Mike,
River is the
Mike,
Nile Valley. They
Mike,
said the
there is no way.
Mississippi River,
No, Mike.
we
There is
got
no way. No, there is no way in history that I'm ever going to believe a book that came here from colonizers is my history. That's a history they wrote. It has nothing to do with our people.
they stole our history and wrote a book about us
Okay.
in the book. They
All right.
stole our history. They stole our artifacts.
So
They stole
when did they
everything from
steal
over
it?
here in America.
Well, okay. When did they steal the
The
history?
back
Before they brought the
Creek
book?
Stone.
Wait a minute.
This
When did they steal the
probably when
history?
Christopher Columbus
Wait a
ass
minute.
came over here. When DeSoto and all the motherfuckers came over here, they stole
Okay.
our
All
shit.
right, Mike. You're
Probably
into religion. I'm not into
and
religion,
then
bro.
for the culture, Old
All
Testament
right,
to
Mike.
me is culture.
I
Mama.
had enough, Mike. I'm sorry. I had enough. I'm not into religion. I'm not. Religion, that book that you're talking about is the book where the colonizer said convert or die. And we had to convert to that book that you're speaking about. So, bro, that's not the lesson for today, okay?
It was
Seriously.
Jesus. It was
All right.
Jesus, mama.
Okay.
The
All
fake
right.
Christ.
Mike, let's end it right there, okay? Until you understand that a foreigner gave that book to the people that were already here, you'll never understand. That book was not here. And what's in that book is not what our ancestors practiced that are aboriginal to this land. That's not what people from where Warris came from practice. It was brought to them too.
They have books, mama, on us talking about these people were
Okay,
fringes.
well, all right, well, okay. When you okay, next time you come on the panel, do me a favor. Mike, next time you come on the panel, when we talk about the Bible topic, when we get ready to bang it down to the ground, bring that proof that you're talking about. Where
I got
they
it
wrote
all. I
about
got
us.
it all.
Bring it next time you come.
The Indians today be like, hiya. They trying to be like us.
No,
Hiya is our creator. That's our creator.
All right,
He's the
that's
only
not
one.
the show for today,
Okay?
Mike.
He
I don't
controls
want to
people,
remove
though.
you. All right, that's it. He's not going to stop talking about the Bible. So I'm not going to stay on here long. Smoke, do you have any more questions? Because Mikey's bugging. I'm not taking this to no Bible. You got any more questions for Warris? Smoke. Yeah, Mikey said
my inquiries are satisfied. Hey, Warris, but you gotta page or something? You got a social media contact, or you what you?
No, I've not been trying any social now. No, I'm pretty shy away on social media. This my, I really come into this. If you got him to get into this.
You ain't got no type of social media. You don't got TikTok or nothing.
No.
Damn, bro.
Smoke.
Damn, bro. Hey, bro, hey, bro, you gonna have to
Smoke it. Smoke is
yeah.
our hood. Smoke is our hood prosecutor from the hood.
All right, I'm out, man. Salute. Everybody have a good one.
Smoke. Yeah. So Warris, I'll start sending you emails when I go live because it's very helpful.
Thank you.
And you answered a lot of questions for Smoke, and he asked you some really great questions.
I'm also learning as well too, because
Yeah,
a lot of
asked
things
you
are right.
some-
Because yes, like Bob Malcolm always say that we just landed, but the team around landed on us, and they landed on us on the Yoruba land as well too. And this is what we're going through because we're going through transition right now. I need this kind of program to wake my own people as well up as well too.
Wow.
My people are in darkness right now.
Wow.
We're in darkness.
What time is it? What time is it where you are right now?
I'm in the state right now, but that's my land. My land is Yoruba land, Karojire.
I mean, like, what time is it?
The time is it's 8 hours difference now. They're gonna be almost about 2 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Depending on part of America, it's quite different. 3 hours difference in Pacific time and 3 hours difference in the East Coast time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so vary between 8 hours to 11 hours. If there's daylight saving as well to the change, but we don't do no that daylight savings there.
I think they stopped that here now too. They stopped it.
And you see, and daylight saving as well too. That's also foreign as well too. Our sisters they never do that. They never have no daylight. We don't do daylight savings.
I am so glad that Smoke asked you about the DNA because that's a big thing with the Pan Africans here. They swear they can take a DNA
that was
test.
Aaron Lewis Gay Jr.
Oh no!
He has a program on that. He always promotes that, and he usually do that.
Yeah, and it's like they look so foolish going around taking those tests, and they take the test and I'm from wherever your country you're from.
No. And whatever
crap.
country you're from, right? That's an artificial state. It's artificial state.
Right.
It doesn't tell you from this tribe or you from that real ethnic, indigenous people, Yoruba, Igbo, right? Because you dealing with construct. You dealing with Nigeria that has 5 different nations in it with different languages. There's no such thing called Nigerian language, or Ghana language, or Mali language. They're all states, or South African language.
Right. Wow, interesting.
Because whenever you put that state on, then what you do to people, you start to wipe the people out of the picture.
So if I was to go and take like a DNA test, right? And then call you up and say, hey, Warris, I took a DNA test and you're my brother. They said I'm from Yoruba. Would you believe me?
From Yoruba?
Yeah, I took a DNA test and they said I come from
welcome on board, but well, you welcome on board. Yes, this is a Yoruba. Yeah, come on.
I know,
but in reality, not really. No,
I know.
No, not really Yoruba. No, unless your sisters came in, like my sisters came in, right? That's how I can relate. I'm full blood, and my sisters just came in. But people always been traveling. They traveled to the land. Maybe came on studies and trade, and it went back. But I just happen to be the byproduct born on that land. But does that mean I'm from the Americas? Does that mean having attachment to the Americas?
Right. Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
By blood, not really, but by land. That's because you're born on the land. So jurisdiction, that's different.
That's very interesting.
Unless you have blood generations tied, but that genealogy, no. That's very recent. When did genealogy came into being? When did that come to play?
Oh my goodness. The 80s, the 90s or something.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. And that's why, and even all this birth certificate and everything is pretty new as well too. Yes, of this
Here,
doctrine discovery.
Smoke.
Yes.
Hold up, Smoke might need to come back up to ask you a question. He forgot to ask you something. Let me.
See, we don't have no birth certificate or any of that stuff, you know, and even though it's still foreign, you know, even the Indigenous never had it, you know. Yeah,
Wow.
Y'all don't have
justification.
birth
No.
certificates?
He said they don't have birth certificates.
Oh no, birth certificate.
That's strange to hear because we do. Like,
Here's the link.
No. And that's a construct. You see, whenever you find any of the African descent that came in, you know, in the 40s and 50s, they made it up for them.
so do y'all have like
The British made it up for them because they don't have no hospital. They don't have no hospitals and like that. You know, you check in and you have a live birth and the doctor cover up his nose. You know, they have home birth.
what?
Yeah, my generation,
Wow.
families, ancestors have home birth. They don't have hospitals like a doctor coming around and going around. No.
Bro, that's crazy.
Wow.
My 4-5 generations were born at home. You know.
I got a question, bro, too, though. Besides the Bible shit, fuck the Bible shit, okay? I ain't gonna even talk about that. But my
Thank
question
you.
is, though, bro. Hey, my question is, though, bro. Do y'all people, right? Do y'all people have any kind of origin story of coming from anywhere besides the stars? I think. I mean, do you know about the Dogon tribe? The Dogon tribe.
I mean, honestly, I've heard about that, but would I want to take it for the face value that I came from that? No, I didn't come from that neither,
So,
too, because
do
they
you
don't
guys
acknowledge
have
that they
any
came
type
from
of
me.
origin story? What's your origin story for your tribe? What's your origin story?
I already asking that, bro. But look, hey, voodoo.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, voodoo. You ever heard of voodoo? And if so, do they practice that in Yoruba land?
I mean, yeah, you know, that's another narrative now. So you want to start taking into Haiti, you know, that whole Asian stories, you know, brought on Bookman and all this voodoo, and I mean, every nation have its own spells and you know voodoo.
So
Yeah, I am.
you would say the Yoruba version of voodoo is not the same as the Haitian version of voodoo.
No at all. No. You see, and also in the Asian stories, you know, the Asians are. I mean, they native to the land. They indigenous to the land.
Right,
I mean,
right.
they didn't come from nowhere. They native to the land.
Yeah, we all understand. That's all I wanted to know. I'm out.
Yeah, they're all indigenous to the land. Yes, but you know, but that narratives, you know, that narratives of voodoos, and they came in, and you know, they used that to drive an opponent out of Haiti and Bookman, and they came to some kind of rituals.
This whole thing is made up. See, you speak to the real people from that landmass, and then I could dialogue with somebody like him, because them pan boo boos, forget it. But somebody like him that's gonna like literally know their history. These Pan Africans here are getting all their information from scholars that are not even from where you're from. And they will fight you to death. But instead of talking to somebody who's actually from the landmass, who knows their history, your story relates with ours. What they did to you, they did to us. They colonized, same thing, renamed you and all this other crap. So this is why I don't waste my time with Pan Africans, because they're all running off of some college professor's bullshit.
And that's right. And that's when you come to the Yoruba land, some few land mass, you can tell what the Anglos did when they came in. They named it after them. We have Queen
Right.
Victoria Island. You come to America, there's some places maybe called Victoria, right? You have Lagos. That's Portuguese. It means lagoon. That's foreign.
Wow. Go ahead, big dog.
Much love and respect, Sister Betty. Much love and respect to everybody on the chat. I'm enjoying this conversation. I had one question for the young man. Much respect to you and your family, young man. Always keep doing what you're doing. You know, you tapped in on it. You know, these countries are nothing but corporations. How do you feel about that, sir?
It is a corporation, and that's where we are right now, because we don't have a currency that we can depend on, but like all my sisters used to have, as they used to trade before. Now we're under conquest. We still, it's like indirect colony, but we don't want to say, because we're on the land already. But we think that we indirect colony, then it sticks over into our mind. We are on the land. We are.
Right.
There's no attachment. I mean, no biblical narrative can dictate or call us who we're not. We are who we are. We are Yorubas. I mean, and that's the same thing over throughout wherever throughout the continent and outside what's so-called the African continent is the same thing as well too.
What did you say again that they tried? What did you say that they tried to call your country? Besides Yoruba, what is it? West Africa?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It was British West Africa. Then it became the British Royal Company.
Wow.
Right? It became the British Nigeria. Then it became the coastal Nigeria. Yeah, the name started to change, and now it's still called Nigeria. But that's a misnomer. You don't want to call that name because it has no meaning.
West Africa is a misnomer.
It's a misnomer. Yes.
Wow.
So and all the states in that so-called continent is a misnomer as well too, because the state name, the people don't speak the state name by itself. Just like South Africa, it's just geographical. It's a geographical expression.
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting.
They don't nationality. They don't those countries. They don't artificial states.
Because we're Americans.
We're the real Americans. Yeah, if two nation ethnicity and tribe actually existed, there'll be thousands of nations and thousands of flags. Just like the Waka flags, your flag, there'll be 1,000 flags, native flags. That's what happened in Americas.
Right. That's correct. Wow. Pan-African is dead. You just killed Pan-Africanism today.
No, there's no such thing as Africanism. No,
I know.
With that blue, green, red flag, it's almost the same symbols in every flag, even together with Juneteenth.
He just killed Pan-Africanism. And I thank you for that. Somebody real needs to come up here and do that. And you just did. So I'm going to get up out of here. I've been on, I can't believe it, for 3.5 hours. I'm going to get myself some dinner. What somebody said, what country? Let me see.
Country's political.
What country does Nigeria have the greatest relations with? Chad, Niger, or Angola?
Neither. They're all constructs. You see, if you see that Nigeria, that Niger, right? They're all construct. If you put an IA beside that IA to that Niger, they're all geographical expression. They don't represent the people. The foreigners came in, whatever they saw, they put all together. Angola, Gongola, Chad. What's Chad? This is artificial states. Nigeria is artificial state. Artificial state have a relationship with artificial states.
Not a coincidence. I know you're hurt, and I know this hurts you real bad, but you're talking about somebody from their own country that's there. And I'm sorry, but Pan-Africanism is dead, but and somebody's literally making sense of what was done. So I'm gonna have to lean and believe what you're telling me, because it makes sense, because they did the same thing here. That's how I know you're telling the truth.
Yeah, that's a construct.
Yeah, construct, and that's correct.
Yeah,
that is correct.
And my people wouldn't know better if they come to the Americas. Whatever narrative is what they heard is what they're going to take for the face value. So they're going to assume that those that were out in the Indigenous in the Americas actually came down from Africa.
Right.
They don't have
when
no
people
knowledge
come
of
here.
it. They don't
right.
know.
Right. You're right.
And they're gonna start bashing and say, "Oh yeah," and they start laughing. So look at it. They don't know where they're from.
See, and you know what? A lot of people that come here actually say that to us when if I was to tell somebody that came here that knows our history and say, "Oh, I came from Africa during the slave," they look at us like we're crazy, especially people from like Sudan and what is it, Liberia?
You see,
No, not Liberia.
and you know
And
what? You know that word itself. That word itself, right?
right.
It's a state construct. It means liberation. Because the IA.
Wow.
You remember the
Not
IA I told you
Liberia.
about? That's
Not Liberia. I'm not
but
Liberia.
what does Liberia
Lebanon.
means? Yeah,
People.
but what does Liberia mean? Like, so what does Liberia mean? It means freedom. Can the state be called freedom? Freedom state, freedom.
Oh
That's Liberia,
wow.
like liberation.
Okay, liberation.
So yeah,
Wow.
but so-called the narrative that we heard that oh, some bunch of Indigenous Americans, they found their way down back to Liberia, and then so-called
When
yeah,
in fact they really went there to colonize, to help colonize.
right, and they'll take it from
And
there,
it's also a story that they created also.
right. So
A
like
narrative
Liberia
that they
means free. It
created.
means freedom. Can the country be called freedom? Liberia, you get it? ILIBER plus IA. Nigeria, IA. Tunisia, IA. Syria, IA. Saudi,
So, hey, with that being said, we got a lot of butthurt people in the pan boo boo world. So that's what it's gonna be. We getting the real people from those lands to come in here and check these pan boo boos asses at the door. Meanwhile, they'll try to pay some to come in their communities to speak. And that's a fact. That's a fact. I ran that segment again. I got my boo boos in the background. I ran that segment again because it was so, to me, very important for our people to hear the truth from the DNA test bullshit until what really went down over in those lands. So I say this to our people that's really trying to learn their history and get a better understanding of their history rather than being continue to be indoctrinated and misled by these pan boo boo college prep boys about our history. We'll bring the real ones over here and we'll continue to do so to get you to understand that the Africans are not necessarily against you, but they're telling you the truth. They're coming out telling you the truth. And this is how we get to combat all the fake wannabe Africans who's too embarrassed to reconsider and be who the hell they are. And that's a fact. So I'm going to get on up out of here and thank y'all again. If this is your second time looking at this, thank you. Hit the like button. I'm about to get out of here. I'm going to come on later on this evening with some more funny shit. Real funny shit. But I'll be live after I get my little dudes to sleep. But y'all have a warm and wonderful Friday. And I guess I just see y'all around, man. You can't make this shit up, y'all. We are the people from this land, and that's that. I mean, nobody, I believe, said it better than Smokey. Learn the truth.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby?
off a round of applause, taking the cash to deposit. All of that talking is polished. Straight out the gate, they sing praise, but I'm unapproachable, saving. Can't tell me shit, I've been on with. Losing my grip and I'm slipping. We still alive, but ain't living. Anxiety fall through to cripple me. Your calls going missing. The devil busy, he tempt me. Too much elixir, my enemy. In my mind, it's like 10 of me. They don't sound like your symphony. Sucking all of my energy. I'm not asking for empathy. Unless it's for the babies of the street, they a product of colic. Reality is running up to rob me of my sleep. The world been cold as gravity is pushing down. It's hard to breathe. Still they solid on one knee. My pen is hollow, let it bleed. Trying to convince me that you give a fuck about my needs. How you finna fix the issue y'all don't even see? You can miss me with them empty gestures. I do more to get by without it. I'm a living legend. You say you was ride or die. I'ma need you by my side, yeah. I've been living on the edge, just trying to get it together. Tell me, can you hold me down? Tell me, can you hold me down? I could really use your presence, get mine in return. I know everything been hella hectic, but that body so angelic. Pull it quick, make you forget things for a minute. Take it slowly, when I'm in it, feel the flow. Take all the tension that you pent up, then expend it. Don't pretend like you ain't worth way more than everything I got. You need to stop it. When I'm with you, it's no limitation. You playing games, give me attention, then you real evasive. But I'm no better, I've been guarded. No, my rap sheet isn't flawless. Pull some slick shit, got you on my line, live it. I'm not careful with your feelings all the time, the way I should be. I need you to hold me down, I wanna drown in what we could be. I could be your safe space, you tug on my emotions while I'm giving you that grade A. Before we go another round, here come a fight, you rather melee. I could be your only fan, help me compose a new plan. I'm out of rope, girl, I'm so sick of sleeping on each other. I found the pieces to my puzzle on the sheets. I bet our story be the best thing a nigga ever published. I wanna know you trust me, everything been going up, but I ain't seen you in a minute. Know the topic real touchy, the grind real stressful. Know you fine, but you special, intertwined in my thoughts, the way I'm living in the moment. It's hard to come correct before I know it. I'm outside, I'm in the flesh like I never left. You say you was ride or die. I'ma need you by my side, yeah. I've been living on the edge, just trying to get it